Well.
Hi, let me see. I think we're live. I think we're live. Are we really?
We're live! Alive!
Oh my God. Are there people here?
No, I don't know.
Oh, there are a few. There are 29 people here.
Let's talk secrets.
How was I supposed to know that something wasn't right? Oh, baby, I couldn't have let you go.
Yeah.
And you're out of sight. Show me how you want it to be. Tell me, baby, because I need to know now. Yes. All right, we got some people in here now. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. It is Van Skyver. It's great to be here with you.
Stop it!
Stop on it!
What is going on over there? What is going on at your house?
This one won't shut up. What do you want me to do with him, Ethan? Kick him out the room? Kick him out the room.
Hey lady, despairing at your life. You're a regimented mother and a drunk ass wife. I know you dream about the things you'll never do, but I wish someone had talked to me like I intend to talk to you. I've been to Georgia and California and everywhere I could run. Took the hand of a preacher man and we made love in the sun. I've run out of faces and friendly places because I long to be free. This is the sad part, Mike. I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me. Have you been to you, Mike?
Yeah, but I don't do that much anymore. I'm married. Hey.
All right, everyone.
Stop.
All right.
Or get out.
It's Comic Artist Pro Secrets Family Hour, 7:47 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. How are you guys? Hello, aloha. People are saying that Mike's mascara is running. I see no evidence of that. I don't think that's the case.
I wear non-run mascara. Thank you very much.
Yeah, indeed. Mike, did you know that some new photos surfaced of the Millennium Falcon in a mysterious forest? Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Oh, well, it's true. Our friend Kevin Berwick. Is he our friend? Is Kevin Berwick our favorite guy from MovieWeb or no? Our favorite journalist?
I have no idea.
He might be.
I thought I was your favorite journalist.
Who is that?
That's John Delarose.
Hey guys.
Delarose. How are you? John, I'm glad you're here. We're going to go ahead and... oh, John, I see you now. I didn't see you before. I'm about to go share screen here. And we're going to enjoy this... wait, where'd it go? This better not be porn coming up here. Oh, it's USAA. Okay, look. This is it. Star Wars 9 set images show the millennial flamingo in a mysterious forest. A mysterious forest. Does this mean Ewoks? Does this mean Ewoks, guys?
That'd be so nostalgic if there were Ewoks.
It's probably Kashyyyk.
Oh my God. Yeah. Kevin Berwick, I think he's our favorite journalist from MovieWeb. I mean, not John Delarose. might be our favorite journalist elsewhere, but Kevin Berwick, it's a toss-up between Kevin Berwick and B. Alan Orange. So, you know, it really is kind of up to you about which is your favorite. I do like Kevin Berwick quite a bit. Star Wars 9 is currently filming at Pinewood Studios in England, but there have been previous reports about a possible set in Black Park. Black Park, that sounds like a place you enter and never come out of, doesn't it? It's in close proximity to Pinewood. Now, some new images from Black Park show the Millennial Flamingo in a forest or a jungle-like atmosphere. The source of the photos says that the production is going out of their way to keep the area protected, putting up a lot of fence to keep the public out, but they can't keep everyone out, can they? They can't keep, say, somebody like John Ward out or Jason Ward out. Jason Ward, look at all this. This is his view from the bushes. This is his view from the bushes here. First glimpse of the Millennium Falcon from the Black Park Star Wars Episode 9 set. He snuck right in there. He snuck right in there. Look at this. This is crazy.
Well, it's hard to slap a perimeter around an entire forest.
Yeah, that is true. But what if he was just living in the tree and this just happened? What if it was a coincidence? What if you woke up and like you were in the tree and suddenly there was a little piece of the Millennial Flamingo? Like there it is. You just see it kind of sticking out there. You know, I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting. So what does this mean? Is it Ewoks? Is it Ewoks?
I'm gonna go with Kashyyyk.
What is your opinion?
Man. I'm going with Kashyyyk.
What's Kashyyyk?
Yeah.
That's where the Wookiees come from.
Planet. Yeah, I have to say Mike's probably right about this. I can't see them going back to Ewoks for real.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Why not? It's Return of the Jedi. This is they always rip off. They always rip off.
Originally, they wanted Kashyyyk for Return of the Jedi, and then they changed their mind because Wookiees apparently aren't cute enough.
They're too hipster to go. They're too hipster to go Ewok.
I never heard Kashyyyk pronounced before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I never heard anyone ever say that out loud. I always pronounce it Kashyyyk or something like that. It's got like 2 A's in it. It's odd. Batuu is currently being it's like Kasaak or something like that.
Gosh, now I can't even remember how it's spelled.
Oh no! They're spelling it in the chat. It's got 2 Y's in it, not 2 A's.
Yeah.
2 somethings.
Yeah.
2 Wookiees.
They're yelling. Yeah. Batuu is currently being constructed for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at the Disney theme parks and is also mentioned in Thrawn Alliance's novel, which makes it official canon. In addition, the new Star Wars 9 set pictures look pretty similar to concept art from Galaxy's Edge that features the Millennium Falcon flying over it. So after the Galactic Civil War, Batuu was a safe haven for people looking to hide from the First Order. Both the Resistance and First Order have had an outpost there in the past. Yeah, so the Resistance will be looking for a place to regroup and hide from the First Order in Star Wars 9. That's great. So go hide in the woods. That makes perfect sense to me. Be interesting to see how J.J. Abrams has chosen to use Batuu in Star Wars 9, if it's used at all. The new images from the set are taken from pretty far away. That's because they had Jason in a tree. But it does look pretty close to the concept art for Galaxy's Edge attraction. Thrawn Alliance's author Timothy Zahn has stated that he will be writing more about Batuu in future books. So, all right. So,
I liked his books. The Zahn books were my favorite.
I'm actually still buying his books. I just bought the most recent one, and I'm actually going to read it. I mean, his books are good enough that I don't read them as Star Wars books. I just read them as science fiction books.
Yeah, the follow-up series, was it Anderson did? Was it Anderson? I didn't care for those, but I still read them because they were Star Wars. It's like, you had a very limited amount of Star Wars stuff coming out back then, so it's like you took what you could get.
Yeah. All right, let's say hello, John Delarose. How are you today? I'm sorry for starting you off with a Star Wars article, but I just found that and I wanted to take a look at it and scan it for my name.
I'm triggered now because I'm just thinking, about The Last Jedi, and I don't want to. I was doing good before that. It's my last day of my campaign for Flying Sparks. I got 21,600 at this juncture, which is so doing pretty good.
Are you satisfied with that?
Absolutely not, sir.
You're not. Okay.
I'm here to make a cash grab. Trademark Cecil and Nurkish.
Yeah, those guys own that trademark, and they are they're making a good. All right, let me see. Have you seen? Never seen that?
Making good on their promises not to deliver.
Yeah. All right, hang on. I'm pulling up super chats here so I can take a look at. Whoa, internal server error. I got that monkey. I got the monkey when I'm trying to get my super chat screen up. That's not good. Do it again. There it is. Hail Caesar, our Sunbeam cult leader, says GRP Poll. All right, here's what's going on Twitter right now. Today is a full court press by the SJW. Have you seen this? Have you noticed the SJWs going absolutely crazy today?
No, I did just make them a nice
on Trump.
Well, I think that, you know what? I think that's what encourages it, honestly. I think that the fact that, well, it's first of all, it's anti-Comicsgate, John. You know, you know, the sentiment is anti-Comicsgate. But yeah, I think it's so strange. It's like, okay, so the Manafort thing, you know, that has emboldened them. Do they like look to the stars and decide when it's time to attack and when it's time to retreat?
Yeah, that might have got them hyped up. That's actually a pretty good theory that the Manafort thing, like they see blood in the water, so they're just trying to like press full court on all fronts.
Yeah.
You know?
I can understand. I mean, when Trump got elected, it gave me hope for the entire universe. So, you know, it would encourage them. Did you get your $5 chat?
Me?
Heimatlos?
Well, no.
Here, I'll read it for you. Dear friends, you can keep out Mike Zero. He has spies everywhere.
Oh, I see that. Oh, okay, never mind. Midnight Cherry TV, $2. Blasphemy, Berwick shrinks in the shadows of Orange. So some people prefer B. Allen Orange to Kevin Berwick. Den Giganski, thanks for $2. Hang Round-Headed Ryan with the flag. Hematlos, $5. Dear friends, you can't keep Mike Zero out. He has spies everywhere. You forgot the H at the end of Zero. Coronis, but it's very important. It's Zero. Mike Zero. We did this.
I just pronounced that Kashyyyk.
Kashyyyk. Yeah. Okay. Coronis, thanks for $1.99. After playing Battlefront 2 PS2, I hate Wookiees. Obi-Wan, thanks for $2. Uncle Ethan, have you never seen episode 3? They say it. I saw it once in the theater. I have not seen it since. That's one of the episodes that I've only seen once, and I've only seen the second one twice as well. Or once as well. I can't see it. I can't rewatch those. I've seen Phantom Menace like 4 times, and I always tell myself as I'm watching Phantom Menace, I'm going to get through the prequels again. And Phantom Menace completely dispirits me, honestly. But I do need to see Revenge of the Sith.
It was in the old Battlefront game too on Xbox.
Yeah, I don't play those. D. Petum, thanks for $5. John Delarose, do you know Larry Correa? Correa,
yeah. Sorry.
They say, if so, get him on these chats. He would be awesome.
Yeah, I'm friends with Larry. I'll ask him. Why not? I mean, if Ethan wants to have him. Yeah, Larry's one of the biggest, I guess, urban fantasy writers right now. He's just crushing it. He's amazing.
People are yelling at me. They're saying Revenge of the Sith is better than any sequel. Star Wars. I agree. Well, I agree. Any of the new sequels, yeah, definitely. But I can't just watch it. I can't pull it out. I have to actually do them all in a row. And I just have never gotten to it. I saw them all in the theater and I went, huh. And you know, that was kind of my impression of the prequels. I'm trying to learn to love them, especially in spite of, especially in the face of the new trilogy. But it's hard, man. It's
my
hard.
Little kids like
There's a version on YouTube you can watch where they edit out all the Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, Jar Jar really, I hate to sound like a cliche, but he ruins it. I mean, really liked, I like Ewan McGregor. You know, I like Liam Neeson, and like those two guys are perfect. I mean, they're perfect for a Star Wars movie. And then they just kind of, they're doing okay with the kind of childish script. And then Jar Jar shows up and just, it becomes a clown show. It just becomes a clown show. And I don't want to talk about it.
Misa having an okie day.
It's like kicking a puppy. You know, it's like low hanging fruit. You know, I don't want to talk about it.
True.
I just kind of go, yeah, you know, it's better than the new stuff, but you know, it's still not great. Flying Sparks won't ship to Canada. Can't buy, says Downshift.
I've got a. I was not going to do any international shipping because I'm lazy at first, and everybody complains so much. I actually put separate perks for international tiers. So yeah, it is on there now, guys.
Yeah, I think like 15% of my sales were international.
Yeah, that was a big mistake. Whoops.
Yeah. And then Vile Delinquent leaves a nice racist joke there for $5. Thank you, Vile Delinquent. I'm not going to read the racist joke. Not Mark C, thanks for $5. EVS, watch and finish Clone Wars. It makes episode 3 better. All right, well, that's what I'll do. I mean, if Clone Wars actually does give the kind of context to the prequel trilogy that I understand that it does, you know, I'll go back and check them all out again. I'll have the big comprehensive overview. And I'm telling you something, this is a lot of stuff to get through. It's a lot of material to watch. We're going to have to do it live, and I'm going to need to hear your guidance, what you guys have to say about the Clone Wars cartoon, and maybe Zach will come watch it too. He actually likes the
Clone Wars is really good. I mean, it's better than any movie since the original trilogy by far. Like, I know that's a low bar, but it's actually really good.
That's the like 2D animated one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah. Jeez, I haven't seen that since it came out. That was a long time ago. I think my kid was like a baby.
Is it 2D animated? What defines 2D animation?
The old 2D.
No, not that one. That one was excellent too. But the show, the 3D modeled one.
Oh, with the wonky models?
Yeah, it's actually really good storytelling. Yeah.
I couldn't get through that. I mean, it was just the animation. Those models were so weird to me. I couldn't.
I 100% agree with you that the animation on the 2D version of it was so much better. But this one went 6 seasons, so it actually like progressed a really good story and is totally worth watching.
All right, I'm pasting Lone Star Heart of the Hero into the description, and I'm gonna find Flying Sparks, and for the first time, we're gonna promote Flying Sparks.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey Ethan, I was listening to you obviously on Doug's channel today, and I think you're right about how to name the books and whatnot rather than doing the numbering. I think I'm going to do that.
Tell me what you mean. What do you agree with?
Oh, how you're saying, you know, rather than doing, you know.
I know, but the chat doesn't know. The chat doesn't know.
Oh, okay. So Ethan was saying that you should, rather than numbering a series like 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. Doing a series of individual books with their own title along the lines of a Harry Potter or other kind of book series. I mean, same thing with Game of Thrones, right? It's Game of Thrones, Storm of Swords, Clash of Kings, not in that order. And so I was like, well, you know what? I have Heart of the Hero. I could do heart, soul, and mind, right?
Oh, I like
Heart
that.
of the Hero.
Nice.
It's brilliant.
Soul
That's really smart.
Something in it. Mind of the Maniac or Mind of the Murderer, something like that. And then when I compile them all together, just make that the title, Heart, Soul, and Mind.
It works. I mean, that's really cool. It's a great idea. And it's a good time to consider doing your next one. I mean, right now, it's up to $76,100. You realize how incredibly successful that is. You are trailing Red Rooster here. Yeah, you've got to be happy with that.
I'm like 50% a Red Rooster. I think he started out the whole time. I think he was about double me. So hopefully the next time I'll be where he is, and then he'll be double that. That's what we're aiming for.
Yeah, that is. He's at 153,101, and he ends tomorrow. So you know, it'll be interesting to see where that lands on the last day. I really wanted Red Rooster to get up there. I want Red Rooster to get to 200. I don't know. Like, we had a big bash for Cyberfrog. We went all night long with Comicsgate, just all night long live stream. And I think we raised like $40,000 in one night.
It was nuts. I kept refreshing your page over and over again, just watching. Then I was like, dang, should I up my pledge just to like make it happen? I want this to happen. I didn't up my pledge. I just bought the comic book. But
yeah. It was pretty extraordinary. I mean, it was a good night, and it's people really come together on the last day, in the last 24 hours, and I think they did it. You know, I think they did it for Lone Star as well. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping for big things for Red Rooster here. I just like the idea that, you know, we have to rethink comic books, gentlemen. We can't do what Marvel and DC are doing.
No.
And this is the thing, you know, people misunderstand, and they think that what Comicsgate is trying to do is to actually compete directly with Marvel and DC, and that's just not. I don't think that's possible. You know, I just don't think that's what Comicsgate can do. I think what we need to do is find a new way.
I'm going to disagree with you because it's always been my long-term plan to compete with Marvel and DC, but I'll give it 10 or 20 years before I'm anywhere near that. But right now, yeah.
Long-term, I mean, I don't know if, man, maybe I just feel differently than you guys do. I don't know. Do you think Marvel and DC are going to be here in 10 or 20 years?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yellow Flash.
Yellow Flash.
In some version, whether that, I mean,
IDW will run them into the ground, and then that's it. What's up, fellas?
I think.
How you doing, man?
What's up, Flash? I think Flash may be right, but
yeah, in terms of video games, maybe comics are on their way out the door, man.
Well, what makes you think that?
What makes me think what do I think that for? Well, the business model that they're doing is not going to work. This whole #1 game all the time. You're going to have shops closing down. I mean, we just had another 50 close down. I mean, they're just going to keep closing shops. I mean, the direct market's on its way out. Digital sales don't do that good.
No, but they make 70% of their money in trade paperbacks. So as long as there's bookstores and Amazon, they can still maintain 70% of that audience.
Yeah, I think it's dropping at such a rate that they'll just farm it out. I think they are testing these models of just farming characters out, and that's how these characters will survive, because they want to keep the brands going. They do want to.
But you don't need comics though. You can make. I mean, we got Spider-Man PS4 coming out in 2 weeks. You can just make video games.
The companies will focus on that. The companies will definitely focus on that. And they'll just farm it out, like you said. Yeah. But I think to compete, and I think we do need to compete with the bigger comic companies, but we need a up and down rethinking of the comic industry, from distribution, which we're starting to do with the Indiegogo thing, and we need to actually kind of coalesce into more than just individuals. We can't just have Ethan and his Cyberfrog doing his one thing, and Mike and Lone Star doing his other thing, and me and Flying Sparks doing my other thing. We kind of need to figure out a way, and we're doing it. We're helping each other and promoting each other to some extent, but we need to find a way to make economies of scale happen with the printers, and almost form a company in a way. I mean, I don't want to push that, but if we want to take this to the next level, we have to do something.
I disagree with you and agree with you on two things. I think making a company is a smart idea. I think that's a way to go. You need at least like a loose affiliation thing, maybe not like an alliance, right? Not like maybe a full company, but I think people that want to buy comics will always buy comics. And I think as long as we have platforms like the ones we've been creating, like Ethan's, mine, yours, Tug's, Comicstorian, all these people that are making big platforms to sell comics on, I think there will always be a platform there. But as far as the model that there is now, I think that's out the door. I think it's only a matter of time until Marvel and DC collapse.
Yeah, I kind of feel, I think Marvel's going to go, and I don't know how long DC stays. Everything has to change. Everything just has to change at this point somehow. Yeah, because I agree with you. The current model is not going to make it. All right,
the comic shop thing is going to die.
It's still standing. It's $1 billion a year market still.
$1 billion.
A billion. It's $1 billion a year market. It's going to be kind of hard to squash. It's not going to just disappear overnight.
Just keep pumping out books like X-Men Red.
I know.
And,
they're
and West Coast Avengers, and we'll just keep shrinking that number down.
Hey everyone, I want to welcome a friend of mine, one of the biggest YouTubers, world-class bullshitters, Jeff Hicks. How you doing, Jeff?
Oh, I'm doing very well, Ethan. How you guys doing this evening?
Doing great. Welcome to Comicsgate. You know, this is a new thing. I mean, Jeff joins me on the High Council, and now he is Comicsgate. He's officially Comicsgate because he has his own Indiegogo campaign for probably the best idea for a comic book that I have heard in a long time. I'm putting it in the chat, or I'm putting it in the description right now. And the comic book is called Stealing Solo. This is awesome. Stealing Solo is let me just say the premise, and then I'm going to let you talk about it for a second, Jeff. Okay. Stealing Solo is basically every obsessive fan's fantasy come true. You go and kidnap Harrison Ford, you gag him, and you throw him in your basement, and you force him to reenact Star Wars scenes. That's the story. I put the link in the description. Jeff, tell us more about Stealing Solo.
Well, that was a great introduction to it. It came about on the podcast World Class Bullshitters, and it was just an idea that stuck. It's one of those things where I tell people the idea, the concept, the pitch, and they always laugh. So when I told a bunch of people, I was like, okay, this works. This seems to be hitting. And so it's basically it's a parody, and it's meant to be like a satire of the current situation of Star Wars. So for as much as we talk about it on the High Council, it's a pretty shitty time to be a fan of that franchise. So this is a nice cathartic way for me to deal with that in a humorous parody of Star Wars.
Jeff, do you play any of the Star Wars games?
Not currently. I've played tons of them back in the day, but I haven't done much Star Wars gaming in probably a decade or so.
Oh, you're missing out, man. You should check out some of the older games.
Oh, I have. I used to have like X-Wing, X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, Rogue Squadron 1, 2, and 3, Shadows of the Empire. I had all those.
Did you play Dark Forces?
No, I didn't.
Or not Dark Forces. It was what was it? Rebel Assault.
Yeah, I had that. Rebel Assault.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
That's the best.
I need to play these games. I don't have any time.
Well, Ethan, use some of that $500K and go to fucking PC.
You just take a week off.
Yeah, do it.
Stream on Twitch, man. I'm telling you, man. Stream on Twitch.
What would you do? What would you do if you made $500,000? Well, I'm not going to make $500,000.
I would go buy a nice fucking tropic house in Mexico on the fucking ocean. That's what I would do with $500,000.
Yeah, but it's not. Let's remember, it's not $500,000. It's maybe half of $500,000.
Not if you do the big Claymore model.
Oh, just runway. That limits you.
All of it.
Just deactivate your Twitter account and disappear. Ethan.
Yeah, you better be able to live on $500,000 for the rest of your life because you've just killed your fan base as Be-Play.
Look, man, I've been watching people on YouTube, these gypsies on motorcycles, they're living in like rundown buildings and shit. You could live on $500K.
Really? In a rundown building? That's just what I want.
That's what they do.
I just want to lie around in a rundown building and not have to do anything and just that sounds great. No, what we're gonna do, Yellow Flash, is we are going to we're gonna continue this and we're going to build this and make it better and better and bigger by producing the best comic books that are on the stands. And it won't be hard. God damn it, it won't be hard. Excuse my language. And that's what pisses me off about it. It will not be hard to do the best comics on the stands right now. It just won't.
It won't be hard at all.
Do we have a fun story? Oh, that wins. That's it.
Yeah. Decent art. I mean, are you kidding me? You know, you've got a guy who's doing a comic book about kidnapping, Harrison Ford and forcing him to reenact Star Wars scenes. I mean, that's.
Can you do that legally?
Is this a true story?
No, it's not a true story. I mean, I'm not on camera to hide the fact that Harrison Ford's not behind me. No, it's all protected under parody because it doesn't include anything copyright protected from Lucasfilm. And since it's a public figure, as long as it doesn't cause any financial harm to them, which it can't, it's protected. I looked up all the legalities of it.
Really? I didn't think that actors were.
They are public figures.
It's true. Yeah, but I thought because I've had stuff that I've put actors on, like on like t-shirt sites and stuff, and they take it down. But if it's like a politician, they leave it up.
If you want to go really far with it, actually, if someone has a blue check mark, they're pretty fair game, actually.
I've actually looked into suing people for defamation because I get called a Nazi regularly by some pretty high profile people. And it is unfortunately just because even at my level where I've got 5,000 Twitter followers and that's it, I'm considered a public figure. It sucks.
Well, Harrison Ford's portrayed Rose the comic book and him be a big drag queen and shit. Dating
nice. That's okay. I mean that raised my profile, so I'd be into that.
GR People, thanks for $5. The 2D animated one is from 2003 from the guy who made Samurai Jack. The 3D one is the series Dave Filoni made. So that's the difference.
Oh, you're talking about Clone Wars. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I like the 2D one better, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Short and sweet. Short and sweet.
I think we all agree on that. Yeah.
Corona sends for $1.99. What's a good way to contact you? I tried Pi in DM. You use Pi in DM? That's a pretty good way to contact me, honestly. DM. I mean, if you say something that, if you say something that annoys me, I might not answer you, but I do answer most people. Vile Delinquent, $5. LOL. Damn, I thought I could get you to read. He sent a racist joke. It's just a joke, though, guys. Love you, Uncle E. Here's another $5 to make up for it. Thank you very much. Psychotic Cognition, $105. The 2D Star Wars Clone Wars made General Grievous my favorite character until Revenge of the Sith.
Grievous was way better.
Some really cool lore with him where he was like a captured Jedi, and they pretty much just assimilated him. Like, I think that got written out, but he was like a captured Jedi, and then they just kind of just turned him into a cyborg, and they used him. I thought that was really cool, and it just went away. I guess we can't have anything cool in the prequels, so
or the sequels.
All right, so do we ever need? Okay, let's see. Mike, how do we get one of those Lone Star shirts? Says Paul Hassett. Lone Star.
They're on Crypto Fashion. I think they're available for pre-order. I don't think I'm not sure when they're going to print, but Crypto Fashion. Then look up Blacklist Universe, maybe.
Is it under Blacklist Universe?
I think so. I mean, I can check. Well, no, my computer's too slow.
Store, Mike?
No, it's up on Crypto Fashion.
Yeah, crypto.fashion. I think we all have stores there. At least me, Ethan, and Mike do.
I've got the.
Blacklist Universe.
Still open as a store, Blacklist Universe.
There you go, Blacklist Universe. There you go.
Is it still open as a store?
Oh, you mean Crypto Fashion or my Indiegogo?
Indiegogo.
Yeah, it's open as a store for probably a couple more weeks.
Okay.
Oh my god, dude, I want pie so bad right now. I really do. All these people are driving me nuts. I just had a handful of pretzels and I ate them real quick, and people said, "What's in your mouth? Is it pie?" They hear me chewing. They hear me chewing. I'm trying to chew quietly. I could mute the microphone next time. And they're like, "Hey, pie, is it pie? Pie." Showing me pictures of pie, talking about pie. I'm 11 days sober. I'm 11 days sober. Why do people do this to me? Why? And not only that, I've got a whole crate of those awful Hostess apple pies upstairs that somebody sent my house.
I actually like those.
You like those?
I haven't had one since I was a kid, but I remember liking them.
Andrew just came down. Do you want some pie? Do you have pie?
Yeah.
What do you have?
No way. No way.
Are you serious?
You just put it out there in the universe, and the pie comes.
Do you guys hear Andrea? Andrea says she has fresh apple pie. She's standing on the stairs, smiling, a great big beautiful smile. You have apple pie?
No.
That was a mean trick. That was a mean trick.
I was 2 seconds.
That was a dirty, mean trick. I would like a sandwich. Thank you. I haven't eaten anything all day except for. Oh my god, the chat's on fire.
Yeah, they love that shit.
That was. And I was about to. She's looking at me. She's like, "Would you like some pie?" With the kindest look on her face, and I'm like, "Maybe I will." Do we have pie? No. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. But she is making me a sandwich though, so she's.
Oh, I see Colonel Comics is in the chat. Have you ever talked to him, Ethan?
Yeah, he no, not I haven't talked to him, but he's in my YouTube all the time, trolling. Is it YouTube or Twitter that I see him all the time? Maybe it's Twitter.
He's
maybe
got
I
like
see
a
him on
whole.
Twitter.
He's like Cecil beats Doomcock.
Oh,
Yeah, it's really funny. You should have him on sometime.
That's a good description of him. He pretends to be an extreme left winger, and then he goes Colonel Comics away after he says something.
He's got like a whole. He's got a YouTube. He's actually really funny. He's gotten he's been evolving, and he's really funny, man. You should check his YouTube out.
I want to see.
I'll send you one of his videos in the chat, in the DM chat.
I want to see a Colonel Comics comic book where Colonel Comics is actually a transgendered black lesbian Muslim woman hero. I want to see this happen.
Oh my God. Twitter was crazy today. As everybody is still aware, Diversity in Comics, Zack is gone. He has gone AWOL. Why do you think he's done that, Yellow Flash?
Gotta get his iron sights out.
Yeah. Is that what you think? Do you buy the mainstream media?
He's got iron sights. He's got Jawbreakers coming up. He's got his son about to probably go to school soon. And actually, his son's probably already in school. So, I mean, he's probably a busy man. And he's got his full-time job, too. I mean, it's just, you know, I mean, those are a lot of things. That's my take.
Maybe not famous broken.
Yeah. Yeah. Did Renfamous break him? Did break him in half?
Now, you see what you guys are doing right now? Giving her attention.
I'm not.
That's why I said not famous. I said not famous. We don't say her name.
Famous.
She's Voldemort.
Yeah, they're funny. They're after me now today, guys. Today they're after me. And they've decided that if Zack is mean, if Zack is evil, like that's I am a serial killer. I'm crazy. And a cult leader. They're trying a bunch of stuff on me today. And I'm just like, first of all, I like cult leader.
Hail Caesar.
They spun cult. Yeah, hail. Listen, I put that right in my description on Twitter. I took down your friend because I had a whole. Let me see what it says on my Twitter description now. I don't know why these people do this and why pick on me. Comic Artist Pro Secrets, Cyberfrog artist, Star Wars critic, illustrator for Jordan B. Peterson, Comic Artist Pro Secrets on YouTube, Republican, and it used to say your friend, but now it says cult leader, wonderful human sunbeam, MAGA, hashtag MAGA. I like that. I don't know what it is. Somebody goes, you know who I said like, hey, I can't control my followers. And somebody said, you know who else couldn't control his followers? Charles Manson. And I swear to God,
wow.
that is I could not stop laughing. I almost fell off my chair laughing. I was like, yeah, you're right. He couldn't stop them from doing the things that they were doing. Yeah, so cult leader. I have adopted cult leader. Now it's crazy psychopath because they uncovered a video that I made in April and they're pretending to be shocked over this video. These are the people, Mike S. Miller, John Delarose. These are the people who think that, you know, a child developing in the womb is a clump of cells. And yet a Rose Tico action figure, 3 3/4 size, is a person. And so when I made a 1-hour video of me opening Rose Tico figures, and at one point I opened it with a pair of scissors.
I remember that.
It was an art piece. Jeff, did you ever see me do that?
I have not. I'll have to check that out now.
Okay, well, it's a 1-hour. Listen, I thought it would be like kind of like, and I put classical music behind it because it's
a video.
Yeah, it's like a thank you. It's a Yule log, you know, for your television. Some people have burning logs on their TV. Other people want to see me open and deface Rose Tico figures for 1 hour. Now, 1 hour was long enough, I thought. Other people wanted me to extend it to 5 hours. But really, all it is it's the same 12 action figures over and over and over again.
You looped it.
Yeah, I spent $12. 12
Anybody with a brain could figure that out.
Of course.
I thought you had hundreds of them.
I'm disappointed now.
I do, but I didn't. I want to keep them.
Well, it was the same. It was the same mannerisms. I mean, it just loops. But you know, you're gonna have these idiots, these stupid SJWs, and say he actually went out and bought 1,000 Rose Ticos and opened them. Because they're
Joe,
morons.
did you get the did you get the Black Series edition Roast Tico?
Thank you, baby. I do have one, but I did not deface it. Oh,
Okay.
don't give me that. Don't give me that. Don't no. Please take this away. I love you, but it's baby, come on. Don't. She's laughing and walking away with a little ponytail in her hair. Thank you. You're the only cutie pie I need. I don't need this Hostess apple fruit pie, and I'm not eating it. I'm not doing it. But she did bring me a nice sandwich, a roast beef sandwich. What was I saying? Oh yeah.
You know, reward yourself, Ethan. Reward yourself. You deserve it.
No, if I were to break my sobriety, if I were, and I'm not going to, but if I were, it would be a real apple pie. Why would I break my sobriety for this? Why would I do that?
That glazed sugar.
Yeah, they're very
topping.
good. Yeah,
Not good. Not good.
I found your video, Ethan. Oh my God, you're stabbing it to the heart now.
Yeah. Are you watching it?
I am. You put the duster right in the hole now.
The duster in the hole? What do you mean?
Stabbed a hole in the Rose Tico figure, then you took a can of compressed air and shot it into the figure.
I wanted to see what would happen. I was hoping the whole box would explode, but it didn't.
A couple of years ago, Hasbro had a problem where the figures would just fall out of the box on the store shelves.
Oh, I know.
Oh, you just cut her head off. Shit.
So, people's reaction to this video. It's very important. Let me see here. Let me read this to you. Now, I meant no harm. This was art. Okay, this is performance art.
High art.
This is one of the tweets. Apparently, I'm going to read this. I think in the tone that it was meant to be read in. Apparently, back in April, EVS, that's me, Ethan Van Sciver, EVS, recorded an hour-long video of himself destroying Rose Tico toys. Because he is an all capital, very normal man who does very normal man things.
Ooh, the sarcastic snark gamma. Love it.
Who said I was a normal man? What the fuck? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm a comic book artist. I'm an artiste. I'm a provocateur. Was Andy Warhol a very, very normal man? I ask you. I want to be placed on the same plane, the same level as an Andy Warhol. I do, or at least, an Andy. What's the other guy's name from Taxi?
Kaufman.
Yeah, Andy Kaufman. One of the two. So a cross between Andy Warhol and Andy Kaufman, would be good. People say fake my death. I might. Yeah. People are saying not artiste, autiste. Okay, autiste. Zack's arch enemies are like chopping at the bit because Zack's not here anymore. So they would like to attack me. So Kwanzaa goes, that is some hateful shit right there. I can't even articulate the level. Hey, Jeff, when you're watching that, I want you to hear Kwanzaa's voice in your head. That is some hateful shit right there.
I'm just enjoying it. The thing I'm concerned about is the way you open the action figures. You just don't even have any respect for the boxes, but that's just coming from an action figure guy.
Yeah, but I have so many of them. It's really, Jeff, you haven't even seen my office. You haven't seen above. You have. Wait, let me show you real quick. Because I can do that. I'm capable of showing you what's going on here. Let me see. And let's see if this works. All right. Turn camera on. You see above my head?
Oh my God.
All right. That is. I have plenty. I have plenty of Tico. I have yards of Tico. Okay, yards of them. So what I'm trying to say is, what's one Tico? What's a dozen Ticos?
You need to make a tower like I did on that one video. See how high your tower goes. Is it taller than your house, you think?
Disturbing.
It could be at the moment. At the moment, I don't think so. But I mean, it could be. I do shop for Tico, and I get it at a low price. I shop for Tico. I want to buy low and sell high. But that is above. And then I have Tico all over my desk. I have Tico stuff. I've got the Tico stand up, life-size stand up that's on the other side of my desk as well. We are Tico paths after all. We never said we were normal. Kwanzaa says that is some hateful shit right there. I can't even articulate. I love when Kwanzaa admits he can't articulate something. My God. Yellow Flash. When have you ever known Kwanzaa to not be able to articulate something? That's
Every
odd.
time he talks.
I can't even articulate the level of sick one has to be to do something like that.
Wow. We
Wow.
talking about the same guy that came up with black as fuck, right?
Yeah. I mean,
He's a creative guy.
You know what? I want him to. Here's the thing. I don't like the fact that he admits that he can't do something. I don't like people just giving in like that. To say I can't articulate the level of sick one has to be to do that. We try. Use your words. Try to articulate the level of sick that one has to be to cut up 12 Rose Tico action figures. And let us see here if there's more.
See, I think Mike Miller's missing an opportunity here to make Asian as fuck.
Yeah, that would be nice. Do you want to make well, he's not Asian, he's more like fuck if he's Asian. I mean,
doesn't
that's
matter with when you go with people like Kwanzaa, like 50% is fine.
And mine would say Oriental anyway.
We could give
Oriental
that
as fuck.
we could give that to
When you-
Timothy Lin,
maybe
though.
Japanese as fuck, and then you can use the imperial flag.
That's how I roll.
There you go.
and now it's going to be quiet right when I took a bite of my sandwich. You got it.
That's not sandwich. That's pie.
It's
Come
not
on.
pie.
Come
I
on, it's
swear to
that
God,
delicious apple pie.
I'm not eating that pie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm way back from the microphone.
I think there's a lot of like universes you could cross together. Here you got Oriental as fuck, Black as fuck, Hispanic as fuck,
Hey,
Mormon as fuck.
Black.
I'm doing Mormon as fuck right now.
Mormon as fuck, Catholic as fuck, Buddhist as fuck. You could just have them all together in like a shared universe. Sometimes they have to get along to fight other ass fucks.
I'm going to do the cover of Mormon as fuck, and I am going to crowdfund it tonight. Just one day. We're going to crowdfund Mormon as fuck. We're only going to do it for 24 hours.
People are saying Jewish as fuck.
That might get you in trouble. Fat AF. Oh my God, dude. Fat AF. That would be so funny. Do a parody of his book, Fat AF. Joe Glass. Joe Glass. What do you think of Joe Glass? Yellow Flash.
I think he's a faggot.
That wasn't. Well, you could use a little more subtlety than that. A little more. Honestly, a little more subtlety.
Hey, look,
who is Joe Glass?
All the time, so it's all good.
That's fine. Guys, everyone in the chat right now, I just want to let you know we have 3 Indiegogo campaigns that we're crowdfunding for right now. Right now, we've got Mike S. Miller's Lone Star. These are all in the description. Mike S. Miller's Lone Star is totally awesome. You can get it now for a limited time. Also, we've got the fantastic John Delarose for the first time ever. His book Flying Sparks, which ends when?
It ends, I think, tonight or tomorrow morning. It's like this is the last night for it, so I'm really making the push.
This is it. This is it.
This is it.
And then last, and new also 2 new guys to our world, the world of Comicsgate over here. We've got Jeff Hicks, World Class Bullshitters, launching his comic book. And by the way, go look at the art for Stealing Solo. Go look at it. It looks like Joe Quesada. I kid you not. It looks like Joe Quesada art. It is
sorry.
phenomenal.
Go ahead. Sorry.
And Jeff, you drew that, right?
I drew it, yeah.
That's
Nice.
great, Jeff.
I was gonna say, John, sorry I got banned, man. I would have had you on my stream a couple of times, but until November, I'm kind of sidelined.
Oh, I know. I thought you didn't love me at first, and I'm like, oh, never mind. He got banned. Sucks.
What'd you do?
Well, I got so we were doing our Mystery Science Theater kind of parody, and we were doing Godzilla versus King Kong, and got a snap, flash, crackle, pop on that shit real quick.
Yeah, I tell when we do our live watch parties, I tell the listeners I'm not going to show you guys anything but a clip of a clock, so they can have a timestamp. But other than that, I'm really strict about that because I don't want to shoot after us.
They'll get you.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if the Star Wars Holiday Special is in public domain or not. I would assume not, and yet
I wouldn't try it.
I wouldn't try it either. We would find the same video on YouTube, and we would invite everyone to jump in right at the same spot. And in a way, that would be good because at least we know everybody's going to have the same timestamp.
Hey, something did happen to me. I had a couple of fight scenes that I was reviewing, and they were like 3-minute long fight scenes. One was the fight scene from Mad Max, and then the other one was a fight scene from Batman versus Superman. And I was just showing a well-choreographed fight scene from an atrocious.
You got to talk over them and pause them.
Yeah, well, I was talking. No, I just showed them all the way through, and I did get. They got
Did they take your shekels?
No, it got pulled. They wouldn't show it, but I just said, hey, that we were doing this for review, and so they reviewed it and let it go anyways. So I guess they probably have algorithms that just auto shut you down, but they don't seem like Nazis when it comes to reviewing stuff.
I know. I'm trying to start a new channel, and then maybe I still can't get the main one monetized after a year. So I'm just gonna try and start a new channel. I'm trying to get over.
What do you think they have against you? What did you ever do?
I'm pretty blunt. I think that's the problem.
Well, let me tell you something about blunt. Stealing Solo, Captain's Parody just jumped up to 78.81 from 76.29 when we first introduced it. So that's great, guys. Yeah, support this comic. We're at 39% of funding, and that is a good start. But we want to get this thing fully funded. John Delarose.
What's up,
John Delarose? Yeah, he has done an extraordinary thing with his comic. It has also raised. He's sold a few issues since he's been here. It's at 21,870. This is the last day for John Delarose's Flying Sparks. Hey, look, it's a hot chick.
It's a hot chick by John Malin at that.
Is that John Malin's artwork?
That's John Malin and Brett R. Smith right there. That's right.
Who's doing the interiors, though?
Jethro Morales. He is a Dynamite artist. He's famous for Green Hornet and Deja Thoris.
That's kind of cool. All right.
Yeah.
Green Hornet and Deja Thoris over at Dynamite. I'd like to see you be able to pay him a little bit better.
I want to pay him a little bit better. And that's, I was trying to price in stretch goals for that sort of a thing. And, I'm not there to the point where it's, even remotely profitable yet, guys. I'm not going to lie. But for the next one, I'm working with him almost full time now. I've got him going on a couple different books, and we expect the next one, because I'm doing it through Vox's company, Vox Day's company, that it's going to be a lot bigger, and we're going to pay him a lot better.
Okay. So Joe Glass, having witnessed, that's not a nice word. That's just not a nice word.
Demonetized.
Joe Glass, he responds to the Rose Tico video, and he says JFC, which doesn't stand for, I don't know, fried chicken. What would JFC stand for if KFC was Kentucky Fried Chicken? Would it be Japanese fried chicken?
Japanese fried chicken is delicious.
Yeah. So he says Japanese fried chicken. That is some serious serial killer level shit right there. He says, honestly, this man is unhinged. And this entirely ties in with what I was saying today about his
Don't you love how karma has smacked him in the face and made him pretty much the face of the soy man? I mean, he is the face of the soy man.
Well,
according to
PewDiePie. Now, this is the thing that people have to understand about Joe Glass. Joe Glass made Soy Face. He made the Soylent Grin, took a photograph of himself, put it on Twitter, and PewDiePie was doing a video about the effects of soy on the male body, and he chose Joe Glass's face, his picture. PewDiePie has 65 million followers. Last I saw, 17 million people watched a video of PewDiePie reacting in masculine disgust to Joe Glass's face.
Oh, I know. Oh my gosh! I pulled up the Soy Face picture,
Yeah.
That is an epic soy face picture.
Oh,
I
good.
mean,
Have you
Wow.
ever tried to make a soy face, like just looking in the mirror just to see if you can do it? Like
No.
my body reacts with disgust and recoils from it.
Edwin, I want to see you do it live right now.
This is no, I cannot.
You can.
I cannot.
It's the equivalent of tucking your stuff in between your legs. To make it look like it's not something you would ever do in public for other men. You might have done it once in the mirror just to check it out, but you don't do it again, and then it's not, it's not something.
No, but I can't even get it in the mirror. I mean, you get halfway there, and you're looking at yourself.
Yeah,
and you're experiencing this profound disgust.
Yeah,
and you're wondering, like, how could a man fully engage with that on multiple occasions, document it with a photograph, and then share it for other people to see his shame? What scurrysome, pathetic creatures? Wormly man. I don't know.
Yeah. By the way, Stealing Solo Captain's Parody is kicking ass right now. You guys in the chat are thoroughly supporting this project, and I appreciate it. 7931. Thank you. We're at 40%. 40% of where we need to be, Jeff, and we're going to keep climbing. So listen, in the description below right now, ladies and gentlemen, 1,110 people watching now. In the description below is the link to the Stealing Solo Indiegogo. We've got a bunch of new people in here. Could you run through it real quick, Jeff, and tell them what it's about?
Oh, of course. Stealing Solo is a parody that I'm doing about a group of guys who, after they were dejected with The Force Awakens, decide to kidnap Harrison Ford and basically remake a movie in their basement. And it's an homage to like the spirit of what Star Wars could be if it was actually run well. And it's I don't know. It's satirical at times about the current state of the franchise. So basically, it's my response to the last couple of years, Ethan. We talk about it all the time, but this is the best way for me to put my emotions in a package and draw pictures and bring it out into the world.
That's what it's all about. While you were talking, I was trying to eat my sandwich.
Next time, you just tell me, and I'll go even longer.
Yeah.
Keep pitching.
Well, I mean, it's only been up for a day. We're already at 40% of the goal, which is incredible. I have a colorist and I have a letterer, so we're working together on the project like that. So it's bringing other people together. Like I've told people on the pitch video, I've been wanting to be an artist, or I was an artist for years, but everyone in my life was like, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. So then I fell into this, and it's blown up. So I want to show those people that it wasn't, a waste of years of my life to learn how to draw and tell stories and do stuff like that. So this is my first entry into the world of sequential art storytelling that's going to be read by a lot of people.
Right on. And is that the only art you have? Is the one piece?
No, I have more that I'm doing, but I'm not going to present like a semi-finished page. So I'm just waiting to do more.
Gotcha.
As of now, I'm going to be out of town for the channel this weekend, so I'm going to be out talking about it because I've had a convention planned for like 6 months now. But when I get back, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to do like an update and tell more about it and stuff like that. So there's more than that drawn, just not ready to be shown because I don't want to put up black and white art yet.
No. Yeah, listen, it looks great. I mean, I love the piece that you've already got. I'm excited about seeing more of it. If you need any help, let us know.
Oh, definitely.
We'd be happy to help you out.
Even you've done so much already. I mean, 40% of the goal in 24 hours, not even 24 hours, because we were on the High Council last night, and this was like 10 o'clock when we announced it. So, I mean, look at that. That's incredible.
22 hours, and we've raised nearly $8,000. The Fandom Menace, ladies and gentlemen. People think I'm eating pie. I'm not. How do I prove that I haven't eaten the pie? I just ate
screen share.
Camera.
Yeah, right. Just like Monday Mount. Show the pie.
Right, oh, God, that guy.
Show the reports.
Matt, no!
Here's the pie. All right, it's still in there. There's been no
there's a roast Tico in there. You're just doing that for sound.
What do you want me to do? Open it? You want me to open the pie?
I don't know. Can you handle the temptation?
Ethan, some people want to see the transcripts.
Here's the pie.
Delicious, delicious hostess pie.
Yeah.
Ethan,
No,
your
not
belly
really.
would feel so good. Oh,
No,
Ethan,
no.
Just take a small nibble.
No,
Full
I
of
don't want to.
sugary goodness, Ethan. Just a small bite.
I don't
Going
want
to
to.
be so nice in your belly.
No.
Tasty, tasty pie.
I can't betray myself and all of the
Ethan,
expectations.
some people are asking where the other packet is.
The other packet. It's all there. It's only one pie. This isn't like two pies. It's one pie.
That was the box. I mean, that was like one pie would be the gas station thing.
What do you mean?
I don't eat any carbs whatsoever. I'm getting hungry here just because everybody's talking about it.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not going to eat any pie, and you guys.
Well done. Well done. Well done resisting temptation.
I'm not going to eat any pie.
Wow.
So Edmund, don't even try.
Oh no!
You can't make me eat this pie.
Curses!
Oh no. No pie.
I got my like
That's
cell
my
phone
internal.
letter.
Yeah, that's my internal monologue, which is always musical. It's always musical.
Hey John.
Yeah, what up?
Do you really have the Ferrari hookup?
The what hookup?
The Ferrari hookup?
Oh, like with a company? Ferrari?
Yeah,
No,
somebody. Isn't that what all those SJWs were saying? You got the Ferrari hookup.
Oh, it was really cool. My dad actually found like it's a story out of just like a movie or something like that. He literally found an old lady in like Arizona who had like a 1956 race car Ferrari in a garage, made a cheap it was like destroyed, rusted out and all that, made a cheap offer on it, got it, and then resold it, and like, you know, did very well off that. So
that makes you part owner, huh?
Yeah, I guess that makes me part owner. I don't know how that works, but yeah, he did, and he doesn't even own it anymore. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty cool for a while because he found it, got it going. It was an old race car. He found photos of that car racing against Steve McQueen actually, and so it was pretty
that's
sweet.
Pretty sweet, yeah.
But yeah, he doesn't own it anymore. Now those things have skyrocketed in value. It's gone crazy, the car market. So.
Speaking of things that have skyrocketed in value, congratulations, Jeff. Ceiling Solo has broke $8,000. It's $8,126 right now. So that's,
no way! I didn't even look. Cool. Thank you guys. Thank you to everyone out there.
Now, Jeff, what are you gonna do with your money?
Well, I got to pay the colorist and then the letterer, and then I've already looked into what everything's going to cost. So I need to make a little more than this to become profitable. But I'm just starting out in life. I'm 29. I went to college, so that was kind of a mistake in many ways. So I got to take care of that.
It kind of is, yeah.
No, honestly, I'm glad I went because I wouldn't have met all my friends. So there would be no World Class Bullshitters channel if I didn't go to school. So
you would have met me. You would have met me and Jeremy though. So we would have been. We probably in an alternate universe would have become World Class Bullshitters together.
I didn't know there were other people on the World Class channel.
Oh yeah, there used to be way more, but then that kind of fell apart. And so there's just 4 guys now: myself, my friend Dion, a guy named Kenny, and a guy named Nick. And that's just the podcast. All the videos and the stuff I do is independent stuff. And then I have, high council with Ethan and Jeremy.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, watch the videos on the channel. I don't know anything else beyond that.
My favorite videos he does, I love those Toys R Us videos where he mercilessly goes through Toys R Us's and he talks about he just points out that these same toys have been on the shelf since 2015 and they ain't moving, and they're it's so goddamn, it was so funny. That's how I discovered Jeff, is those videos. And I would laugh and never stop laughing at those videos. And I did a couple myself. I was like so inspired by Jeff and World Class that I went to Toys R Us and shopped with the fans. But it was, that's so funny. So funny. Hey, John Delarose, Flying Sparks is at 22.
Holy crap. I've gained like $400 since I've been on the channel here. That's crazy.
That's amazing. It really is amazing. Mike S. Miller,
not even.
Lone Star, Heart of the Hero. It looks like he's lost some money. Some people have refunded.
Again? Mike, what are you doing to people, man?
I don't know, but he's kidding. But legit, like the other night, somebody refunded a freaking 25 pack.
Yeah.
And, like it was like such a huge setback.
What'd you say to him?
I don't know.
Devastating. Red Rooster Golden Age.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say that they're racist.
They could be racist.
They're probably racist.
That's
it. Go about it.
I'm tired of these racists that aren't supporting you. I'm sick of it.
All right.
Sick of it.
I hate Asians.
They're all supporting Mitch and Elizabeth because their book is at 153,266, $153,266. I don't know.
It's because they're white.
I wonder if it's your Benihana headband, though. You have your Benihana headband, and I think that might be the source of your charisma. And without the Benihana headband,
yeah, you need to put that on and talk about your time at Starbucks and Applebee's, and then maybe get more. You'll get supporters.
I'm telling you, it's true.
I'm gonna go to Krispy Kreme and get one of those little hats. You guys know Krispy Kreme? They have the hats at Krispy Kreme. Never mind.
He just wants to
Booker T's in the check. Ethan, you look a real jack, baby.
All right, Booker T. You know, poor Mike. He just wants to quit his job at Friendly's. Please.
He doesn't want to look at Fridays anymore.
Look. He just wants to stop bringing grilled cheese and tater tots to 5-year-olds. Please help him. Back Lone Star, Heart of the Hero. And I'll have one of those gremlin upside down ice cream cones, Mike.
Nat Denon made a good point. The 25-pack refund was probably a comic store that went out of business.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that is weak.
Very
brutal shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying, Mike. I'm trying.
Why don't the comic stores in Diamond have a come to Jesus talk with Marvel? Yeah, more so Marvel than DC. Because
that happened in New York Comic Con last.
They have no balls.
Because they're slowly. It's like a slow motion train wreck, right? They've gonna be, most of these stores have gonna be bleeding money, right? Slowly. I mean, just like barely making it from month to month. Maybe now that Toys R Us is gone, they're all shut down. People that are diversified and selling all kinds of merchandise, maybe they'll be okay.
The only one that was in Toys R Us was DC Comics, though, Edwin. DC Comics was originally in Toys R Us, but Marvel was not.
Did you see the stat that it was comic shops on average eat 60% of their product?
Is that true?
I heard that. That
Funko Pops.
It sounds crazy.
Funko Pops and the one I go to is mostly Funko Comics, and they have like Dungeons and Dragons and shit.
Yeah, all the comics and stuffs around here are they're like everything pop culture stores plus comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really feel like once the Funko Pop craze dies, roofs are going to collapse in some of these comic shops. Jeff Bartlett says EVS on average eats 60% of his family's groceries. That's
ouch.
Wow. That is an accurate stat. Yeah, let's see here. Hey, let me see I'm sorry, I got to catch up on some of these super chats. Can we please kick Mitch in the ass to get the t-shirt out there, says Mark C. Sure. Adam Wright, $1.99. Trade paperbacks make $900 million yearly. Local comic shops are dead. Books are alive. Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
For how much longer, though? For how much longer? Because if you don't create new fans, I mean, eventually people age out or they lose interest. And that's the thing. Aside from like stuff like this, right? Particularly where you go on with like the High Council and World Class, and you expose new people to comic books. Where are people encountering comic books now?
Comicstorian.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Dude, those videos get hundreds of thousands and millions of views.
And how come the comics aren't getting hundreds of thousands of
because they're free on freaking Comic Story.
Exactly, though. No one's buying comics that goes to that site.
But that's
I wonder
dude,
what
that's
Spider-Man's doing, and they go
that's
watch
the next generation. The next generation. If you don't have kids, you don't. I mean, they're on their phones looking at free crap all day long. They don't want to. But if you can take 1 million viewers of a comic, a web comic or something, who are watching it for free, you can translate 10% of those into buyers eventually, and that's a huge freaking market.
But then why are stores closing every year?
Because they're not translating it. Because there's 1 million people reading Injustice crap, but that doesn't translate to me getting $100,000 in royalties every 3 months. It's DC and Marvel don't understand how to translate those free viewers into people who get their stuff regularly. And I tried to convince them, because I used to be in the webcomics thing like a few years ago, and then I was on Injustice, and I'm like, this is the perfect vehicle to translate all of these free web readers, like PvP and Control Alt Delete and these other web comics based on video game stuff. We're getting millions of daily readers, just freaking millions of people going there every single day reading these things. And I'm like, if you did that with Injustice, you make it a free web comic, you advertise it across all those different platforms, you could drag in an entire generation of new readers just based on that one comic alone. And they're like, yeah, we're considering it. And they did nothing.
But how does that translate to money, though? I'm just a little lost here.
Because it's advertising.
Yeah, but you're making comics are $4 a pop. It's a lot of money. I mean,
right.
If I was in a YouTube channel, I would easily drop that.
You're thinking like they are, where you're thinking about the now. How's that going to turn into freaking a $4 sale next month? These are kids. Kids grow up, and the kids we've left behind for the last 30 years have grown up without comic books, so they don't care. If someone doesn't do something to get the kids today, in 30 years, comics are not going to exist.
Well, they're already not going to exist. I mean, we have video games and cartoons.
There's always been
the average fan is 30 years old. Kids don't give a shit about comics.
I just made you just made my point.
Talk about comics.
Video games have been around for forever. I mean, there's always been different forms of entertainment.
But we're not talking about Atari 8-bit games now. We're talking about very high fidelity games like Spider-Man now, where it looks like a fucking movie. I mean, have you seen Spider-Man PS4? If you haven't, I suggest you should YouTube it and look at how real it looks.
Yeah, it's great.
It looks awesome.
I totally understand, but I mean, I was perfectly happy to sit around and play EverQuest. I mean, as it was. I mean, but I still read comic books.
You did though, but you're the demographic that makes the money now. 30-year-old man.
Yeah, but at the time, everybody did, and there still were video games back then. It's not like anything changed.
But they weren't nowhere near as high fidelity as they are now.
No, but
what changes the comic content?
A dude, Donkey Kong running up a rope. Now it's
make the point.
A full motion movie.
Back when we were kids, I don't know how old you are, Flash, but back when we were kids, we could go into a store and buy newsprint comic books. And newsprint comics, they were returnable. So a lot of these things just didn't make a lot of money, which is why we started going more into the direct market sales. But because we had that crack dealer mentality of getting comics into the kids' hands at every 7-Eleven and Walgreens in the country, they got these comics. DC and Marvel didn't make a lot of money on the comics, but they built the market. And that's what webcomics could do now if they freaking...
But how do you make money off webcomics?
You're not listening at all.
I am listening, though. I mean, how you make money off webcomics.
Someone else explain that.
Sure, it is a different experience. It engages a different part of the brain. So if you can connect someone with it, and if the comic books are being made that tell these aspirational stories that actually hit somebody and engage with somebody in an authentic fashion, right, and engages with that part of the brain where it creates that depth of emotional experience where it pulls somebody into like this.
Edwin, I got what you're saying, but I can get that off a video game.
You got. Well, we're saying you kind of got a lost lead thing.
You can't. You can't.
In the market,
it's a different experience.
You need to figure out a way that you can put some Doritos in that character's hand so
I understand what you're saying,
you're
but
absolutely
it's
right. Advertising.
the thing is now is everybody's on a tablet all day. Everybody has these games. This is a common experience now. So if you have something that's actually worth interacting with, right? This will now, a comic book can now become a novel experience. Now, comic books are for everybody, but obviously not everybody's going to love them. Yeah.
I think I disagree. I respect your point. I respect your point. I think that the future is things like what Ethan is doing. Do your Indiegogos, and that's the future. Comic shops are fucked. I'm sorry.
Oh, comic shops are totally done.
But you know what? I don't feel too bad for him when you have people like that one that kicked Dylan's gamer out.
Oh yeah,
I think about that all the time. I think about that all the time.
That upsets
It's not just that one. There's so many that do that shit. I talk to my comic shop owner, frankly, all the time, and he talks about there's people in these. They're all in message groups, and they're all like, "I'm not going to carry that Jawbreakers. I'm not going to carry that Cyber Frog." Like,
I had a similar experience.
I have all this shit on recorded, but I'm not going to release it because of my buddy.
My local comic shop. I used to get dinner with the guy. We'd go out and get drinks and stuff. And once the 2016 election had hit, he kind of stopped talking to me. And I kind of looked on Facebook towards the end of 2017. I saw the guy unfriended me. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And he's like, well, I'm unfriending people. And I'm like, you unfriended me because of Trump. And you know, he backpedaled, and moral of the story is he's out of business now.
Hey, Styrax, fuck yourself. Hey, Styrax in the chat, faggot, kill yourself.
Wow!
Stop it! Be nice to the people in the chat.
Wow!
Yeah. Oh my god! Oh, I'm dying. Yellow Flash. People do want to know how old you are. How old are you?
31.
30, you're a young man.
So I'm the youngest one here. I always wanted to make a point to Mike real quick before I cut out because we got to record our podcast early. You talked about how do you get people that are younger that could play video games and do this stuff. I mean, I was young when PlayStation 2 and all that stuff was out. You just got to give people, for me at least, you got to give people an experience. Like, a lot of the art has dipped, in my opinion, in the comic book, which kind of gets me to walk away from it because you can get compelling stories all over, but you can't get that level of like Ethan art or your art and stuff. And I feel like as somebody that bought comics up until recently, I was turned off by a dip in that. The stories just became too repetitive and there were too many big events for me. And then it got to a point where you had these people talk down to you on the internet. I don't want to see the comic book culture die in the store because it's some of the most fun I've ever had, but it's on its way out. So I just want to chime in with that.
I hear you, dude. There's millions and millions and millions of readers who have never stepped into a comic book store because they're reading all this stuff for free online, whether it's web comics, whether it's webtoons, you know, people's individual sites. There's, you know, top 10 web comics. There's all these different avenues to get free content if you want it. And some of these guys, like I said, get millions of daily readers. And if you have millions of daily readers, Yellow Flash was asking how you monetize that. If you have, look at this. You're looking at super chats. Hold on. You're looking at super chats here. You're looking at super chats here with freaking.
I would do it like read comics online, Mike, and I would put reality porn every time you wanted to check a fucking comic book.
You got 1,000 people.
I think Ethan's trying to say this is boring.
Hey, I just want to address Ron Wesley in the chat. Flash sitting in a comfy chair. You're right. I'm sitting in a space chair. I don't have a red ball and sadness though. Maybe when I run out of beer. Hey, Ethan Van Sciver discovered memes, everybody.
Ethan, can we start the High Council like that every week?
Yes.
Ethan discovered memes.
Well, thank you for joining us, Jeff. I'm going to promote. Do you mind if I keep promoting your Stealing Solo while you're gone? I mean,
I would appreciate that greatly, man. I want to get that in front of as many people as possible. And I want to thank you again, Ethan. You've done a ton already. I mean, what are we at? 40% in just a few, a day. So thank you to everyone out there who listens that has already backed it. We have 183 backers. So this is exciting, and I'm looking forward to getting more stuff out there for you guys.
Rock on, Jeff.
Jeff, you rock.
You do too, man. Thanks to all you guys again. So I'll be talking to you guys in the future. Yeah,
He's got to record.
This is your telethon, man. You can't leave.
Dude, our podcast is going out of town for our first live show. We're going to Horror Hound, Indianapolis, so we have to record the show tonight.
Where are you going to? Where are you going to?
Horror Hound, Indianapolis. It's a horror convention.
It didn't sound like that at first.
Oh, horror. Well, I mean, we're world-class bullshitters for a reason. We're not very family-friendly. So
when are you going to be there?
This weekend, Friday through Sunday at Indianapolis, the JW Marriott. So I got a giant banner with all of our faces printed on it. It's kind of funny. So
that's great.
Yeah,
isn't that funny? It's called the JW, but it's Mormons.
Ethan, true or false?
Yes.
Rose Tico is an Ewok with 5 gallons of Nair that's been applied to her. True or false? Is this a crazy theory or is this the truth? There's been an Ewok in all the new movies. We just didn't realize it.
I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore, honestly. I don't know what to think, but I'm so grateful that Jeff came by.
Wherever you are.
Jeff, thank you so much for.
I believe that my heart will go
Jack. All right, now. See you Tuesday.
Bye, Jeff. All right, very good. Back to the chat. Yeah, and that was it was great to have world class bullshitters join us today. Freaking out, Yellow Flash and Jeff in the same show. Midnight Cherry TV says for $2. Yeah, they're 2 big stars. You have to understand. Everyone loves the Yellow Flash. They love him so much. He did get his channel kicked, but that means he's free to join us, which I like. It kind of, if one were to devise were to be conspiracy minded, one might think that I did that to you, Yellow Flash, and that you would join me on my channel. Don't think too hard about that. S.E. Thompson.
Let's see your account, man. Let's see your account.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Let me get a screenshot of it. Give me about 15 minutes. S.E. Tonks, thanks for $2.99. You guys are great. That's all. Thank you. Dex Luther, $5. To contact Ethan, just use the pi setting on the bat signal. There's no pi setting. What is going on?
I was playing. It's a boat jack.
It's a boat jack?
No, the shit from Titanic. Somebody said, did I get kicked? I did not get kicked. I got a copyright ban from making fun of Godzilla and King Kong.
How do you feel about that?
Well, it's my fault for being stupid and not making sure it was it was public domain.
Yeah.
And then somebody said that I'm absolutely hated by the comics hate losers. I'm hated by some people like Hot Pink Geek and a couple people, B. Clay Moore, people like that.
All right. Well, we can talk about this for a little while because our guest is gone. We have to be. I wanted to be respectful to Jeff. Jeff has no idea about what's going on in Comicsgate. He is strictly Star Wars. He's the Star Wars side of things. Yeah. So what the hell is going on today? I started talking about this Yellow Flash, but now that you're in here, maybe it'll make more sense. Edwin's here. Edwin's a big part of this. Edwin's seen it all. Lux Max Nike says, I hate you too, to Yellow Flash. He hates Yellow Flash.
Who does?
This guy in the chat, Lux Max Nike.
I'm definitely not liked by everybody, for sure. I don't sit on the fence, so it's just going to come down to that. I don't sit on the fence, man.
You're very uncomfortable on the fence.
Yeah, I admire you. I think you're a good guy. Here you go. Ready? This is your new theme song.
These are like the annoying videos of children
All right, look. No, I love you. I have no problem with Yellow Flash. I enjoy Yellow Flash. I think he's a lot of fun. I think he says things the way that he wants to say them. I think he's got a unique take on things that he sometimes borrows from Zack. But other than that, most of the time it's unique. And Yellow Flash, I'm happy that you're here. What is going on? What is going on with these comics haters? What is it?
I would definitely like to say Zack inspired me to even start my channel. So
don't take that seriously. I just busted your balls.
He did for sure. So I'm okay with that.
He inspired everyone. Everyone.
He did. Him and Cap. Well, you don't like Captain Cummings.
Yeah, no, I like Captain Cummings. Let's talk about Captain Cummings if you're comfortable. I like Captain Cummings. I'm a big fan of his. I don't know why he doesn't like me. His reasons don't make sense to me. Most people who don't like me, I get it. I understand. But Captain Cummings, I don't know. Here's the thing, Yellow Flash. Have you ever gone out of your way for someone? Have you ever tried to let someone know that you cared about them, you wanted to help them, that you like them, and then they turn on you like a rabid cur dog? Rabid cur dog. And they bite you? That's how I feel about Captain
I wish you guys would get into a chat and talk it out.
He won't. I've asked him before. He won't do it. And I have been very sensitive to him when I have approached him and asked him. I've come to him, Captain Cummings, and I've tried to have a talk with him. And he won't talk to me. This is how deep is your love?
The Saturday Night Fever guys, Bee Gees.
Yeah. One of the most beautiful songs ever recorded. So I'm just like, Captain Cummings, listen, we've been friends for many months, not years, but a few months. I just don't want to see it end this way. I don't know what I did, but is there any way we can have a talk?
He's back to doing food reviews anyway.
Can you play him like some Air Supply or
yeah, maybe some air.
His past couple of videos.
All right, no more flute.
No more boomer music.
That's the recorder. I honestly thought you were doing the recorder at first because you were quiet when you were playing it the first time.
I was laughing. Okay, listen, we'll cool it with the boomer music. No, I would like to say to Captain Cummings, like, why can't we talk? Whatever it is, whatever the problem is. You know what? When I was watching his video with B. Clay Moore, you know what I was thinking the whole time? I've got $40 here. That's what I was thinking. I'll give you $40. And he wasn't there to. What is going on? I'm gonna mute somebody in a minute. Who am I muting? Is that Yellow Flash doing that?
I was trying to play Why Can't We Be Friends?
No, that's too fun. This is I have something sad to say. I can play piano if you want. I can play piano while I'm talking.
Well, you can see the dysfunction. The dysfunction is easy to understand.
Phil, I don't know what happened. I don't know what went wrong. I thought we were friends.
Yeah, we need Cecil in here to sing.
Yeah.
Why can't we be friends?
No.
Why can't we be friends?
Why can't we be friends?
Oh my God. Listen, yeah, I'd like to work things out with him, but I don't think I can, and I don't think he ever will. And I think the reason why is because now at this point the meme has gone on too long and it's awkward, and listen, I just won't. I won't bother. I've given up. I said I gave him up for dead, and that's what I did. I kind of just said, all right, fine, Now I said jokingly at one point he was dead to me, but I didn't mean it. My heart went on. But no, every time I stick my hand out, he bites it. Every time I stick my hand out, He bites it. All right, Yellow Flash. Yellow Flash.
Yellow Flash doesn't know what that is. Yellow Flash, do you know what that's from?
That's the fucking Hawk theme, dude.
You weren't even around.
Are you kidding me? Of course I know what that is.
You're 31, man. How'd you know that?
Because I watched it on Nick at Night.
Nick at Night. People in the chat are talking about the feels. Everyone got sad about that. People are saying F Reston Cummings, F Mundane Matt. There's a lot of lonely Matt. A lot of strange
Matt's
things.
lost 12,000 subs.
Yeah. Why are you laughing, dude? He didn't do nothing to you. He did stuff to. Did he do anything to you?
He flagged me a bunch of times.
Oh, all right. Well, my mistake. Yeah, he's made a comeback today, though. I don't know if you've noticed. I mean, go check it. His, I think he gained back 250 subscribers today, so he's on the long road back. By the way, really good chef. Thanks for $2. Just give in Uncle E. Jason Biggs, that host, just buy. That's not good.
Hey, Ethan, did you see the new Wolverine costume? Speaking of chefs,
It's like a chef, yeah.
yeah. Did you see it?
No.
Yeah, I saw it.
Dude, he looks like freaking
he's
Gordon
made
Ramsay.
48 subs today. He's back. Looks like his strategy of ignoring it might have worked.
What sort of human?
Return.
What sort of human is rushing home from work, enthusiastic to sit down and watch the hot new mundane Matt video? Who is this person? Who is this creature?
That is a really good question.
A lot of people voted for Hillary Clinton, so
that's different. I think people settled for Hillary. It was a binary choice, and it's like, you can't do Trump, you're gonna do Hillary. Like there's no binary choice on YouTube. There are billions of choices. Well, I think the truth is that I think he gained a lot of subscribers that just kind of flaked off. When I saw that, I followed him, and wow, the chat's moving. I followed him, and then when I heard that he was going live, I would go in there. I'd go into his room and watch him be live. It wasn't good. I mean, there was nothing really good about it. It was very, very dull indeed.
Don't do that,
Mike. Mute yourself.
Sorry.
I love you, but there's too much background noise there. Yeah, just until you're ready to talk. But yeah, Mundane Matt, like his stuff was really, really boring, and then like 20 people would be in the chat. Like, I was always surprised. I was like, there are only 20 people in here. Have you ever been invited, Yellow Flash? Have you ever been invited to go on a stream, and you get there and it's like there are 15 people in there with you?
every time that I see you post a link.
Every time that you see, what?
You always have like 10 people in your thing.
10 people in my thing?
Yeah, all the time.
What are you talking about? I have more than 10 people.
I think he's talking about people waiting for the stream to start.
Oh yeah, every time I start one, or you or anybody. Yeah.
No. That's
I think
not
you
what
were
I
saying
mean.
people that if you're starting a stream, people in there. So like, yeah, never mind. I think it's just miscommunication there.
I just mean total number of people. You know, you're there, you're a guest on someone's channel, and there are like 10 people there to chat with. It's a little weird, and you just wonder. It's like, can you just send out emails to people? I don't know. It's a limited. So Monday Matt, yeah, you have like 10 people, 20 people in there, and I'd be like, you have 170,000 subscribers. 170,000 subscribers. How is that possible? So I think he was just bleeding off people. But now, here's the irony of all this. This is the way the internet actually works. Everything is a boomerang. Monday Matt is going to be bigger than ever. Monday Matt is going to be way bigger than ever after this, Yellow Flash, because people love his shit show. People love it, and they want to see what he's going to do.
This is how the internet works.
I don't think he'll be bigger than that, because he's the thing with Monday Matt is trying to be Mr. News, and I mean it's like CNN. He has no credibility, you know. I mean, like who's going to listen?
People will come
listen to him though. I mean, he has no. You're going to listen to him. It's like I can't take him seriously. He's like trying to censor people.
Yeah, but they'll come just to troll him.
Oh, for the spectacle.
Yes. and he's going to keep doing the same thing he's going to do. He's going to keep being straight man, mundane Matt, with occasional bouts of like kind of weird, weird stuff, like putting in stories that that are deliberately kind of he projects himself onto. And then does the news that way. I mean, those two stories that he did, the one about the airplane guy and the other one with the nurse and her suicide, were so sad. I mean, it was just so sad and manipulative, as if to say, if you guys don't, let me get away with this, I'm going to do harm to myself. It's like, man, just stop flagging people and
he made it all about himself.
Watching him be all miserable and weepy, though, why would anyone want to watch that, though?
Well, I said that on a stream the other day. I said, it's obvious he didn't have any male role models growing up, because what kind of a man would put and he did like drama cow crying, like, wiping his eyes and shit when he was watching the video. Like, who would put that up? Who would put that up and say, you would watch? I at least watch the video one time before I throw it up to make sure it's okay. Like, how could you sit there and watch that and say, well, I'm just going to put this up. Good to go. Like, you didn't have a daddy that was like in your life, because my dad would have said, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
I'll give you something to cry about, Matt.
Yeah.
No, it's a certain kind of attention you're seeking. By the way, welcome to the chat. How you doing? You are at $153,301. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that, actually. That is shocking and surprising news.
You're on your last day. You're on your last day of Red Rooster Golden Age.
Today's the last day?
No, it's the first day of the rest of my life. But yes, it is the last day for Red Rooster Golden Age on Indiegogo.com.
You're closing out today too, Mitch? Wow.
I am. Is somebody else closing out?
Yeah, me, John Delarose. How you doing?
Oh, okay. Hey, John, how are you? Actually, it means tomorrow. Like we're in the last 24 hours, so like it's, tomorrow night.
Cool.
John Delarose just sold a bunch of more books. $22,157.
Crushed it.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Let's see how Lone Star's. I'm afraid to even check how Lone Star's going. Mike, you sold some comics, $76,206. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
People are. I think it was my plea about helping you to quit friendlies that got people on board with that. I think that's great. Red Rooster's doing magnificent tonight. So Mitch, Weiser has a book called Red Rooster Golden Age. It's his campaign that's been going on for 2 months. It is about to end. You've only got one more day to back Red Rooster, so make sure that you do get your pledges in, get your backing in, and get your copy of Red Rooster Golden Age. I mean, it is this is historic. This is a milestone. $153,301. He has outsold Gail Simone and her project by quite a few $1,000s, tens of thousands of dollars. Did you know that?
I didn't know that either. That is shocking and surprising news. I learned so much when I come on your show about myself.
Well, let me explain something. Gail Simone, I believe, raised $126,000.
That's great.
You seem to have raised $153,301. That's a significant increase.
Yeah, I had the help of some awesome people like Elizabeth Breitweiser, who's an amazing, talented colorist and a beautiful and lovely wife. Mr. Mark Pellegrini, who has helped me craft this story of the Red Rooster, and he did absolutely a fantastic job. You guys are going to love it. Mark is going to be a big star. And with all you guys in the chat and Comic Artist Pro Secrets, it's nice to have wonderful and talented friends.
Tell me about it. I'm so proud of all of you. I'm so proud. So proud of all of you. Each and every one of you has stood up strong and proud today in the face of so many obstacles. Turn that down just a little bit. You can keep it going, but turn it down a little bit. I like it. I'm gonna see if I can get Mitch to cry. Mitch, you've certainly been through some hardships on your way to this success.
You had a whole community. You had a whole community turn against you, Mitch. They criticized your character. They tried to remove your livelihood.
Look at Mitch just sitting there with a blank look on his face.
No, I'm laughing.
Mitch is like, yeah, they did. So,
yeah, well, it was pretty shitty. So,
was there ever a time where you thought you weren't going to make it, and you wouldn't succeed? Was there ever a point?
No,
the doubts of others. No, you always want to know.
Yeah, eventually.
I'd be a terrible interviewer on some kind of NBC network.
Is that a real cat, or is Nasser in here?
No, that's my cat. He keeps. Yeah, it's just got to deal with it. I mean, I can't do anything about it.
It's a real cat. Somebody in the chat said, "Ugly cat, hot wife." That is Mitch.
Oh,
yeah, that's what they said. I didn't say it. Somebody in the chat said that.
Well, you've hurt his feelings.
And they said the cat has a fat ass too.
He does eat a lot of pie.
Don't body shame. Don't body shame the cat, please.
Yeah, what kind of channel is this?
Yeah, it's disgusting. It's hideous. I'm really, really sorry. All right, so we've had quite a day today. Yellow Flash. What is going on?
Nasser?
Nasser's at Yellow Flash's house.
I just had to do it at least once because you were talking about him.
No, I wasn't. I was going to ask you about what is going on with Comics Hate. What is going on with this weirdo group that is splintered off from Comicsgate?
Are you talking about their leader, Hot Pink Geek?
Is Hot Pink Geek their leader?
And she seems like that's the leader now. I don't know. She's always in the middle, man, defending Brent, not famous, B. Claymore, what's his name, Richard Pace. She's always up there defending them, saying that if we go against them, that's tribalism, all that shit. So, and then I see like it's the horny boys, right? The horny boys of Comicsgate. They kind of follow her. So,
I think it's more the Eeyores. So you got like flannel SJWs, and then you've got these malicious scammers who are trying to exploit these kids for validation or to resurrect their careers. You know, I won't say their names. Everybody knows who they are. But then there's this like group of Eeyores, man. These just like worm whisperers. They're like, oh, I don't know if you guys should do that. And you always say these mean, and it's over and over, just like these energy leeches. And like, yeah, we should.
She's the leader. She's the leader of that group.
We should always treat people with as much respect and kindness as we can and embody the principles that we want to see. But good Lord, these people are just like,
they're intentionally trying to drain you. Yeah, it's well, today was a full court press. We had people in the chat want us to address the Darwyn Cooke situation, and might as well do that. We've got serious people in the chat now, and we can talk about it. So yesterday we were doing a stream. We had Billy Tucci on, and Billy Tucci said at one point, I guess, I don't know how it came up because I only saw a clip of it replayed to me. But Billy said, yeah, from what he knew of his friend Darwyn Cooke definitely would have been Comicsgate. And I think without thinking too hard, I agreed because I from what I knew of Darwyn, Darwyn was always kind of winking at us, like in a way, like, and Billy would say things like, you're with us, like he's one of us, he's one of us, and that kind of a thing. So I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. Well, somebody, I'm not gonna speculate. Somebody was watching this stream and clipped that clip out and sent it to Darwyn's widow. And Darwyn's widow, came loaded for bear today, this morning, I think, or was it last night? It might have been last night. And basically said Darwyn never would have Darwyn. And by the way, I didn't even realize it was her because she has a screen name. It doesn't really say what her name is. It's just an odd screen name. And said, hey, Darwyn never would have joined you guys. Darwyn was opposed to Comicsgate. He hated Comicsgate. Well, Comicsgate didn't exist until May of 2017, and we lost Darwyn sometime in 2016. I think it was like June or something like that.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Darwyn didn't know about Comicsgate, you know, but I mean, listen, it's Darwyn's widow. Here's the thing. In a case like this, in a circumstance like this, the thing to do is just to say, yes, ma'am, I'm so sorry. And then just back the hell away. Unfortunately, I do think that, you know, because, you know, some things were said that were kind of over the top and kind of rude. Comic skaters don't want to eat it. You know, our fans they don't want to eat it anymore. You know, they put up with so much garbage. They're called names all the time, and at some point, like a bunch of them, most of us have gotten on our own 2 feet, and it's like we have pride, and we're tired of being told bad things about ourselves. We're tired of having SJWs talk down to us and call us names and tell us we're bad people. Tired of it. It's the whole purpose. It's the whole foundation of Comicsgate. The whole purpose of Comicsgate is reclaiming the humanity that many of us have kind of given up in exchange for finding peace with far left wingers who are so rude and dehumanizing and awful. I mean, awful people. And so, you know, look, people, I think some fans stood up and just said, no, I'm not going to put up with this. And I think it was an incredibly complicated and awful situation in which, you know, some things got said that shouldn't have been said, obviously. But I feel like, and call me paranoid, I feel like this whole situation was orchestrated by a few people.
Can I take this one?
Yeah, go. Please.
Okay. All right. So this was shared out, and from listening to the chat last night, and, you know, listening from you interact with your fellow pros, you were all recounting stories of Darwyn and experiences with Darwyn. And so this was aberration, this was affection and fondness. This, the person who put this on, I think he was just a normal person, and he's not trying to co-opt Darwyn's memory, right? It was just, again, affection and admiration for Darwyn Cooke. Now, someone brought it to his widow's attention, right? Mm-hmm. And she came in and she said unfortunate things that at the moment made her sound like everyone else, you know, racist, misogynist, bigots, and so on. All right. And it's very unfortunate that she said these things. But bear in mind, this has been a person, she lost her husband only 2 years ago. Okay. It's only been 2 years. And here's an image. Here's an image of her husband. And for whatever reason, she believes that Comicsgate are not good people. So she sees an image of her husband. She's only lost him 2 years ago. She's still grieving, right? She's still grieving. Yeah. And now she has people arguing with her. And, you know, a lot of people, unless you already knew her, had no way to connect that name to Darwyn Cooke, right? Even if the things that she are saying are absolutely horrible, right? Given the context, there is no upside for arguing with this woman, right?
That's right.
There's a point too. Not every wrong opinion needs to be corrected. Not everything needs to be debated. Not everything needs to be argued with. For some things, there is no profit. There is no profit to this. You do not help yourself. You do not help your friends. You don't help us in general. Looking at this from an exterior standpoint, no normie does any research on this and goes back and reads like 50 posts and then goes to John De La Rosa's site and reads that and then finds out what happens to the Brightwisers. No, what a normie sees is someone lecturing a widow.
Correct.
And that is never a good optic. So what you do. If we are the better alternative, then you have to embody the better alternative. And what you say at that moment, even though what you're saying is wrong, it's hateful, whatever, you say, it's okay, right? I'm going to show you some compassion here. I'm going to show you some kindness. I'm going to step back and I'm just going to exit this conversation. Because as people continue to argue, like not famous and some of these weirdos and some of these SJW comic pros were retweeting this stuff and using it as propaganda.
Which was the entire purpose.
The people that continue do the arguing did us no good, because while I love you all, I want more of us. I want more of us. I want more people to get a chance to understand that this is not an alternative. It should be the first choice, because we're making better things. We embrace better values, right? This is where the fun is. This is where the adventure is. This is the better choice. And to do that, we don't compromise our principles, right? Not at all. And we're still going to make excellent things, but you have to make yourself accessible to other people. There is no part of arguing with somebody's widow about a memory of her husband that is explicable to any kind of normal. That is impossible to explain.
You can't comprehend the grief. You can't comprehend. I don't want to. Here's what I want to do. I want to understand the fans, and I want to sympathize with what you guys have all been going through, because we've been going through it too. So I understand the rage that a lot of people feel, in terms of, wanting to just strike back when they hear these buzzwords aimed at them. They're dehumanizing and they're awful. But at the same time, this was a no-win situation. And this was clearly, something that you need to just kind of walk away from as graciously as you possibly can. Because at the end of the day, you can't comprehend the grief of losing your spouse. You can't, unless you've done it. I can't. I think about losing Andrea. I don't know. Listen, I would hope people would understand if I said whatever I needed to say. I would hope people would have that kind of mercy on me. I can't even understand. Can't comprehend it. It gives me shivers, honestly.
And let me clarify something. Let me clarify something, because some people say, no, with SJWs you'll always fight back. In general, you're right. In general, you're right. Okay, but you're winning nothing here. You may be able to win this fight with this woman. You may be able to embarrass and shame this woman, and you will have told her. You will have BTFO'd this widow. But when you argue, you're not just arguing, particularly on Twitter in a public space. When you're arguing with a person, you're not just arguing with them. You're arguing for an audience. And so, yes, you may have BTFO'd her. You may have told her what was up. You may have refuted all this stuff. You've got this laundry list of arguments. Yeah, you got her. And the 10,000 normal people who are watching you shout and scold at a grieving widow, you've now made these people inaccessible to anything that you may ever tell them, or all the wonderful stuff that we've got going on here. Okay. In general, yes, you do punch back, right? But you also have to have some wisdom and some compassion, and know when not fighting is the best way to win. Not every fight is a good fight, right? And you need to be able to discern that.
And let's take this positive. I think we all can agree that we're at least somewhat fans of Darwyn Cooke here. When I was reading books growing up, his art really is. It's like, the archetypal comic. It's not that realism. It's the way that comics look when they're fun. It's the way it's got almost a silver and golden age quality to it, but modernized and in a fresh way. His storytelling with it was amazing. Let's just love Darwyn Cooke for who he was and what we got out of him, right? That's really what we should be doing here, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he's a fantastic creator. Yeah, you go back and read some of his stuff. It's great. It's great. I got something of his on Comicsology just the other day. I think I ran across it. I don't know if it was Mitch talking about it a couple of months back, or I forget. I encountered Darwyn Cooke through Comicsgate. This is how I learned about Darwyn Cooke. Went and bought some of his work. It was fantastic.
It may have been me. I love his work.
I hear you're Gandalf.
People are saying they don't like. It doesn't matter. They don't like what she has to say. So, all right. Here's what I will say over and over again. This is, mute these people. Mm-hmm. Mute them.
I agree.
You can't argue with them. The whole point of this. This is a it is a culture war. These people, all they're trying to do is show that Comicsgaters are mean and cruel. They can say whatever you want to us. They can say whatever they want to us. The minute you respond, they clip it. They show it to the people who are predisposed to hate you. It is a no-win situation. Just mute them. I'm not here to. Here's the thing. I'm not here to fight SJWs with words. I'm not. I know that's a weird thing to say. I'm not. I'm here to beat them when it comes to selling comic books. I'm here to change the culture. I'm here to fight the culture war on those grounds. I want to make it possible for people to come here and draw comic books and buy comic books and write comic books and sell comic books without having to crawl to SJWs. That's the ultimate victory in this culture war. And, by the way, that's what they're afraid of. So all of this stuff that they're talking about, all of this anger that they display, all of this hate, it's all their bitter reaction to our utter unbelievable success.
Yes.
And our success is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. They're trying to minimize it in the things that they say. But I mean, what you don't understand and what's amazing about our success, our utter success is this. They're like, well, look, you only raised $1.45 million, and Marvel and DC combined, they're a $1.6 billion industry. You don't even register to them. You're only 0.2% of their profits. That's what you've done. Yeah, a handful of us have done that in 4 months. In 4 months. And last year, the comic book industry declined in sales by 6.8%. Make that 7.0% with our 0.2%. That's the money that we are taking from them, the establishment, and applying to Comicsgate. That's a big deal, and we've only just begun, and we've only done that in 4 months. In 4 months. Now, we're not trying to beat Marvel and DC. That's not what we're trying to do. We're not. Comicsgate isn't here to defeat or outdo Marvel or DC. No, we're not doing that. We're not out to destroy anything. We're out to preserve what's going to be left of comics, because I do believe comics are in such a serious decline right now, such a serious decline that it is up to a few people to kind of just say, all right, we've got to build an alternative, because this isn't going to last. This isn't going to last. Marvel is just, I mean, they're actually farming out books to other companies now. I've never heard of anything like that before for Marvel. Hey, IDW, do this. Hey, we're going to let Dark Horse do these books. Why? What's going on?
Heroes Return. That was the last time they did it.
And they did it why? To make a big profit. Yeah. It's like they're not doing it in this case to make a big profit.
Because they weren't making the money because all the Image guys left, so they weren't. Image took all the money with them.
You can have IDW make the comics and just pay a fee, then you don't lose any money.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. And they get to lose the money. And yeah, I mean, someone's saying, yeah, they're children's books. Yeah, why wouldn't Marvel publish them?
Right.
Doesn't matter what they are. Marvel can publish children's books. Why wouldn't they do that? Look, we just want to get out there and we just want to put out terrific, awesome, world-beating comics. We want to make more money at it. We want to find a new system to distribute them, to put them in the hands of people, and we can do that. And we don't. Everything else is static. I mean, think of SJWs as putting on a pair of Beats headphones that cover your ears, and all it is in your ears, just static. Why would you wear those? Take those off and throw them over your head. Drop kick them. You don't need to hear the static. They don't help you with what you're doing every day. They don't help you. What helps you is stuff like this. Our fans, the subscribers out there help us to make these comic books great. What helps us is support from one another. What helps us is dreaming a dream, talking about comics, trying to find new ways to make this work, to build this raft, to build this ark. I keep calling it Noah's Ark. And that's what it is. That's what it is. So I don't think there's any reason at all to engage SJWs on Twitter. And I'm muting them now as fast as I see them. I'm not going to block them, because then they go, yay, I was blocked. Ha ha, you can't take it. No. Mute.
I'm in complete agreement.
You are.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Block them. I mean, Most of them are nobodies. SJW, Spider-Man, not famous. They're nobodies. The only reason that they're anybody is because you give them relevance, because you're somebody.
Yeah.
They don't make anything you love. They will never make anything you love.
Your
they
best
don't have
bet,
anything to bring.
Your best bet is to simply, what do you get out of it? It's like, what's the best that you can get out of arguing with an SJW?
Nothing.
They're losers. They're not doing anything. What are you going to convince them? They don't want to be convinced. They hate you with a fiery passion. They're not producing anything. They've got nothing for us. But you know what we have for them? Embarrassing pull quotes.
The boot.
No, that's what they can get out of us. Arguing with us, they can get an embarrassing thing out of us that they can all share and go, ha, 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 ha. That's what they can get.
Before you do mute them, remember if they brought up the topic of Comicsgate, right before you mute them, just post whatiscomicsgate.com and then leave. Because a lot of the people that they're interacting with don't even know what Comicsgate is. I hear that question all the time, and I always just drop that in there to answer the question.
Yeah. John Malin, why aren't you in here? I don't know. Yeah, John Malin's making some good points in the chat. He's talking about Marvel.
Graveyard shift.
Well, that's you actually
graveyard
kind of
shift.
said something, because they're talking about licensing to IDW. What they're licensing to IDW, though, is titles oriented at children, right? Children and young teenagers, meaning somebody at Disney no longer thinks that the writers and editors at Marvel can make something that's appropriate for children.
That's interesting.
It's a fine point.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, and we can. I mean, this is the thing. We can totally do that. Look at Bigfoot Bill. You know what I mean? I'm excited about all this stuff. I think we've got great books. I think we've got great creators. We're finding new ones. We're finding new great creators. And we are, of course, I mean, all of us are making more money than they are. All of us, even Nasser. Whoa, what is that? I can never tell what's going on. Well, let me turn on my screen. All right. Anyway, let me read some super chats. These are very important. Turn off the damn flute, says Mike Noise. Done. Liam says, Yellow Flash, would you argue reading is dead too? Is reading dead?
No, not to smart people.
Psychotic cognition. Ethan, aside from the SJW bullcrap that's in comics, do you think the Comicsgate has the advantage because there's no cooperative bureaucracy weighing it down? Corporate, you meant. Corporate bureaucracy. No, I don't think that. No, I think that just makes it more profitable. It makes us a little bit free to do what we want to do. Yeah, I mean, there are a bunch of different reasons. I think it's doing really, really well because of you guys, because we don't talk down to you. We don't, we treat you with respect, and plus we have cool characters. But I'm not sure if it has to do with that. I mean, at some point, I would like it to be kind of more structured, if possible. I mean, as this thing grows, structure becomes, I don't know. Is it good? Is it a good thing to add structure to this? To make it into a company?
You could make it cheaper, potentially.
I think we're going to reach a point where it's just coordinating in some specific ways are going to make things more efficient for all of us, and it's just going to happen kind of naturally.
Well, can't you guys piggyback off each other's printings?
I think that actually makes a lot of sense. Like maybe if we all do kind of a joint negotiation with the printer.
We need to figure that out for real. That'd be big.
Yeah. Let's see. Don't eat the damn pie. Control yourself. I did. Will the water turn Cyberfrog gay? Says Lightest Night. No. Ryan Kinnell. Stealing Solo looks amazing. Also, somebody buy Edwin some headphones that aren't from 1998.
Somebody said Zack's in the chat. Why doesn't he come into the stream?
You know why? Because he's not on Twitter and he doesn't have the link. That's why.
You can email it to him.
Yeah, I'll send it to him if he wants to come in. He doesn't really. This isn't his thing, but he's definitely invited. So let's send him that link. Yeah. Also, I sent a message to Billy. You better believe that they swarmed Billy Tucci last night.
Oh yeah.
And this morning, So you know, he got the full-on Donald DeLay treatment. Is Billy, you know, will Billy stand up to it? I have my doubts.
They came at him hard with shame and coercion, and that is the tools of the SJW: shame and coercion.
And the thing is, it's like, you know, I know for a fact, it's like, you know, Billy needs to work. You know, Billy does need to work, and you know, they say things to you like, you know, if you do this, kiss your career goodbye. You're never going to get a job, you know, anywhere else. And it's like, who's hiring you? Where are these jobs? Like everything that Billy has done, you know, up until the moment, it's been, you know, self-organized. He's done it all by himself. That's one of the reasons why I admire Billy. I mean, he kind of gets things done on his own, and he shouldn't be listening to other people. He should really just be following his heart. But that's going to be up to him, and I'm not going to pressure him either way. I'm just going to let him know we love him, and see if he would like to come over here and do something good. The fans absolutely went ballistic for him. Absolutely ballistic for Billy.
He would do tremendously well here in this space.
Of course, yeah. But again, it's up to him. I mean, yeah, it is. This is the sad thing about comics. Like SJWs have made it this way, where it's like it's either it's us or them. It's us or them. It's like, so you're saying that I'm going to throw away all my friendships if I seek to better my situation by going, yeah, you are. We're going to unperson you.
Have you heard the tribalism thing? People like to say, "Oh, Comicsgate looks like tribalism." Fine.
That's only Hot Pink Geek that says that.
But I don't care. I don't care. You know what? Because I've met so many fantastic people that have been attacked and assailed by these weirdos, whether it be consumers or fans. I've met people who are no longer going to be able to work for any kind of corporate comic, and you have these weirdo character assassination squads trying to deconstruct people's entire lives. Yes, I will be tribalistic. If someone is willing to be courageous and say, yes, I'm Comicsgate, we're down. We're down.
Mm-hmm.
You still have to be a decent person, but yeah, I'm going to show that person preference. Why not?
Hey, Ethan, how long ago did we start this?
What, the chat?
Yeah.
This chat?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I started it in 7 o'clock, 7:30, something like that. Early.
It's been
kind of early, maybe 8 o'clock.
Over 2 hours.
I penciled the whole page.
Did you really?
Jeez.
Yeah. From scratch.
That's fast.
Great, man. You're working.
I'm going to start eating it now. Let's see how far I get.
That's awesome.
Rock out, man. Yeah, so I kind of agree with you, Edwin. It sucks, though, doesn't it? It sucks that there are teams. There are teams.
Yeah.
What's up, Zach?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
What's up, Richard?
Good boy.
Hey, Zack.
Hey, so I'm glad I peeked in, and it was an interesting bit. The last time I checked in, you guys were talking about Ephesians 5:18 or something like that. The man with the withered stick. But just joking. But you came in at a perfect time, because I've been trying to find a place to release this idea that I've had called green listing. And green listing is when they blacklist you, but you make more money. Like you said, there's constant threats to people. And they're and I get the insiders, and they're telling me how broke pretty much everyone is. Even that guy you've heard of that's doing really good, you think he's broke as hell. Meanwhile, they're all terrified of each other, and we're literally I remember when I actually was trying to get into comics a while ago, and I had this Joker story. It was a Joker Christmas story. And the Joker Christmas story is he puts all of this food and all these presents and all these money right in the middle of the town square. And all the superheroes are trying to figure out what it was. And then nobody picks it up. And then he shoots a missile at it and blows it up, like the day after Christmas. The point is, there was no trick. You could actually go get that stuff. That was a joke. So not to tell tales out of school, but everyone who's worked with me is somebody's assembling a table.
No,
IKEA.
No. I'm here. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Was that the Fundfinster table from IKEA? The end table?
No, actually, I was just taking a toothpick out of a plastic bag. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay. So
that
yeah, so
loud,
not
was
to. It was extremely loud on my end. So not to tell tales out of school because it's private information, but I'm paying good rates. Like, and everyone's making bonuses. And from what I've heard, other people are, you have the possibility to do that type of money, especially if you manage it yourself. If you teach yourself lettering and a little coloring and farm some stuff out to Fiverr.com to do the digital pre-press. You can make some money. You can make more money than the people threatening you.
Amen.
Well, they don't care about money, though, Richard. You know that. They don't care about money.
Yeah, but we do.
Yeah, we do because we're normal. We don't want to live with 25 people. So, I mean,
well, I think the money, I believe, is a direct correlation into the joy, enthusiasm, and service we're bringing into a new market, right? I mean, it's a direct correlation to all of that stuff.
Well,
yeah, definitely.
Zach, so just tell the chat, hey, how come you're not on Twitter right now?
Oh, I've got 2 books, Iron Sights and Jawbreakers, and I've got to get ready to that. And then there's a couple, one just like a boring regular life thing that I have to do that's very work intensive, and then I got another project that's about to get announced in the next month or so. So I'm prepping that.
Are you coming back to Twitter? What's your attitude about that?
I don't know. I heard a bunch of stupid stuff happen, and I was so glad to not be involved in it. I just feel like it's. I actually feel like, and Ethan's pushed back on me. I feel like Twitter belongs to people like Kwanzaa and Ren and Tim Doyle. It's made for people who don't hate nuance. They like neener gotcha games, and they want to have fake emotions. Like every conversation, it looks like they coordinated and said, let's all pretend we think Ethan Van Sciver is a serial killer. And then they all do this little tee-hee game where, if you notice, there's no ebb and flow to the conversations with people. It's literally one person says something and every single person agrees it. And if you slightly agree, they got you. You just got blacklisted. So I just feel like it's stupid. I'm getting a lot of stuff done. I'm probably going to pop back in for promotions for when I'm starting projects or I have some major news. But yeah, I'm probably going to stay away.
Okay. Yeah, I think people's concern is that it does look like you've ceded ground to them. And that's what they like. They're happy about it.
They've gotten. I've ceded ground of worthless ground. Like the thing I talk about, keynotes and critical infrastructure. Like you just got, congratulations, you just got a Chuck E. Cheese on the bad side of town that has an overflowing toilet. Enjoy it. Everyone enjoy it.
Do you guys think Twitter is actually positive for business, or is it just a time suck? It's just a time suck, huh? Yeah.
It's good for me. I don't know. It hasn't been that bad lately.
Who's on? Well, no, if you're on there, so a lot of you guys have been very successful on there so far. But I mean, I think you can do that with just YouTube and without Twitter anyway.
I think YouTube is the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. The people who have done good are the people who either have a channel that has a lot of viewers or they pop in on a lot of live streams. That's pretty much. And I think literally if some what is that called? Idiot savant who's great at numbers wanted to crunch the numbers of how much time in live streams towards how much your Indiegogo does. I think there would be a direct correlation.
Yeah, I see a lot of people. I see a lot of people in the chat for here, like that come into my comments and everybody else's comments. It's a big community.
There's an aspect of that you don't realize. My DMs is full of people on Twitter thanking me for exposing them to Red Rooster, Flying Sparks, everybody's books. Yeah. Twitter, I think is a little bit bigger of a mechanism for exposure to what everybody is doing than you may be giving it credit for. Because if my DMs alone are any judge of it, they are full full of people thanking me for exposing them to some particular book. So yeah, don't undercount Twitter. Now, is arguing with people and stuff good on Twitter? Probably not for most of us. It is probably a huge time sink, but connecting with people and showing them positive things is absolutely valuable.
Yeah, maybe
But I
Ethan's
think,
got it right.
those people thanking you are probably thanking you from the YouTube.
I don't know.
I'm saying in particular with Edwin, because that's where he's doing all of the exposure, but Twitter is a lot easier to communicate than YouTube.
In my opinion, I think the Twitter stuff is better if it's more business facing, and the conversation happens here where everybody can kind of take part, and the chat can take part as well, and it's just much easier to kick back here.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Well, I certainly prefer YouTube, but I prefer both. I prefer more means of communication. Now, I don't see why, because of what I've just said. I've said mute people, mute them. If you mute them, that's it. They have no power to communicate with you. They can't spoil your day. You're not going to argue with them. So if you mute them and just use Twitter to communicate and your ideas, promote your books.
Yeah.
It's a winning situation. I mean, and by the way, the optics of standing firm and ignoring people. I use the president for an example. The president he gets on Twitter, he says what he wants to say. He doesn't respond to a damn thing anybody says to him.
Yeah, you're right.
He doesn't respond. And you know
I
what
never
it is?
see what he says because he's shadow banned and shit. So I never see anything. You have to search him to find anything he says. I see like one or two tweets once in a while by him. That's it.
It's worth it, but they do get. I mean, it is kind of a really impressive thing when you're out there tweeting your mind and not responding to anyone. I mean, think about how cool that looks. Think about how the effect that has on them. It's I just here's what I think. I just think that mute and then do your business. I have a business to do. I want people to know when I put up a video, and I want people to know what I'm doing with Rainbow Brute and Cyberfrog. It's important. Twitter's valuable for that. So Zack and I disagree. I think Zack should be there. I think he and I should be lightning rods for SJWs. I think that's our role. I think that's our job. I plan on just ignoring everything. But let them say what they want to say. Call me a serial killer for cutting up some Rose Tico action figures. That makes perfect sense. But I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. In fact, I'm just going to get bigger. And I don't mean because of pies. I mean the amount of followers that I have. And I mean all of that. I'm just, I'm going to continue to get bigger and bigger. And I'm going to fill
about the pies.
Well, that's all I hear all day long are pies. I mean,
That's all you see.
Well, I mean, no thanks. Andrea brings me down a pie. I haven't eaten it. It's right behind me. I'm not going to eat it. But I don't know. To me, it just seems like a good idea, guys. It just seems like a good idea to stay in touch with your fans and ignore people, mute them so that you don't see them, and then just respond to people who are being positive and shape your message. Say what you want to say. There's no reason Zack needs to get into fights with people. None at all. He doesn't have to answer everyone. He doesn't have to answer anyone. He can just say his message, promote his comics, promote his YouTube videos, call it a day. Get back to work.
Like today, some fellow said, I wish I could retroactively go back and unbuy every one of your comics I ever bought. So my reply is, thank you so much for supporting my work. Have a wonderful day. Well, and then, I think that's it. Just be pleasant.
He left already? Come on.
Bye, DNC.
Right. He doesn't say goodbye. He just splits. That's how he is. But yeah, that is that's how I feel about it. I don't know. It's I'm not. I can't tell people what to do. Oh, he just said I got to finish this paperwork so I can turn in by midnight. He is doing something right now, guys. And when you find out what it is, you're going to be like, oh, shit. You're going to like it. So he does have things to do. Yeah. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
About what? About what?
Do we
No,
abandon
I freaking
Twitter, or
mute-
do we?
No. Keep it and mute those freaking idiots. You
Yeah.
can tell after a couple
I'm
of
gonna
tweets
try
if they're.
You can try muting everybody, Ethan. It's a
Yeah.
good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, there's honestly curious people who may not agree, and then there's just freaking trolls. And
I don't know why you guys bother with them.
Nobody has time for trolls, man. Nobody has time for trolls.
I always see you guys posting and complaining about these trolls and shit. Like, I just don't. Just ignore them. They're fucking nobodies.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Nobodies. The only reason they have anything to do is because you guys talk to them. If you guys didn't talk to them at all, they would go away and be nothing.
I would agree with Yellow Flash.
Nobody gives a shit about not famous. Who the fuck is that? You go on Twitch and on Ammermouth. She just sits there and strokes a dustpan, and people watch her.
What?
So they'll just not care about her. Yeah.
She strokes a dustpan.
What do you mean?
Yeah, so if you go on Twitch, man, you guys don't know what I'm talking about?
No.
Man, you missing out on so much comedy. Like, so there's like these Twitch streamers, and they call them titty streamers, and all they do is just show their titties and talk to people, and these dudes show up and throw money at them. There's one called Amarith. She's the biggest one. She does like IRL. And she just sits there and strokes dustpans and shit and talks real quiet into the mic. And dudes show up to the thousands and watch her, man. I swear to God, it's crazy. Why would you throw money at this? I don't know why. It's just it's really strange, man. And they will just go, and she just talks real soft, like, I'm stroking the dustpan. There's like 1,500 people.
I have a dustpan. I have a dustpan. Let's make this happen.
Shit. Only dudes, man. Only dudes.
Oh, so the dustpan is not the important part of it then.
I think I'm out of Twitter. I mean, I think I'm off the internet entirely. The world is too weird. The world is.
It's a strange world now, man. I just want to go live in like the woods where no one's at. I swear to God, like serious. That's my retirement plan is to go. I'd really kind of like to go to like live by the ocean in Mexico. It's real cheap. I think that's what I'll probably end up doing when I retire. Go live on the ocean. Real cheap in Mexico.
Cyberfrog Blood Honey is becoming more and more prescient. You know, I'm realizing this. You know, it's like, wow. Let me read these super chats, guys. Bagel Goose, Cecil has two T-shirts on Crypto Fashion. That's great. That's great. Comic Ross, $10. Thank you. Hey, Ethan, is there a possible way to get some peace with Miss Cook's wife? I've tried to help, but it seems I've done nothing. What can we do, man? Things are heated. Ignore it. Move on. That would be my advice, and that'll do the trick. Really good chef. Just give in, Uncle Ethan. Jason picks that pie. Aaron Cook, $5. Leave a Tico figure in a Taco Bell toilet. Cronus, $1.99. Highlander 2 will be titled The Thickening. It's about me. Colonel Comics, thanks for $5. $100 super chat in the next live stream following a video where you lay on a bed of roses. Oh, you want me to put rose ticos on a bed? And I just seems so mundane, Matt. I won't do that. John Whalen, $2. Long live Molly Tibbetts, MAGA. L Argo 30, $1.99. Edwin, can you pitch Stealing Solo? I don't even know if you know what that is. Were you here for Stealing Solo?
Stealing Solo. Well, got his overview. Let's see. What does his overview say? You ever wonder what you would do if the thing you love most in the world betrayed you? 4 men answer that question in a very funny yet very illegal way in Stealing Solo, a captain's parody. Stealing Solo is the best way to help laugh. Oh, wow. Do you feel this way? To help laugh off the pain that is Disney Star Wars? Is Disney Star Wars, is it that much pain now? Is it that much pain?
It's pretty bad, yeah. People don't like it.
Do you feel like a tightness in your chest and like a disgust when you see it?
Yeah. It's vile.
No. Stealing Solo is the best way to help laugh off the pain that is Disney Star Wars, all while retaining the true spirit of the franchise in a satirical way. Oh, they kidnap Harrison Ford. The story is simple. A group of men, after the utter disappointment that was episode 7, decide to kidnap Harrison Ford and force him to remake the movie in their basement. That sounds awesome. I'd make him do some Indiana Jones scenes too, just for.
Of course, you got him. Might as well.
That sounds fun.
Yeah,
I love it.
The link is in the description right now. Stealing Solo. I mean, back that book. It's going to be so funny. And the art looks great, too. I mean, my God, the art looks absolutely amazing. It's my friend Jeff Hicks from World Class Bullshitters. Yeah, doing this book. So I hope you guys back it and enjoy it. Ryan Cannell, thanks for $5. Stealing Solo sounds amazing. Can't wait to get my copy. Also, someone buy Edwin some headphones that aren't from 1998. Latest Night, thanks for $2. Will the water turn Cyberpunk gay? No. Let me see. Hold on a second. I'm sorry, but I haven't heard of Spark. But could you tell me her powers and what her weapon is? I'm very interested, says Kivoth. Spark, flying sparks.
John, you're on.
I'm sorry. Ron Mars is going off on me on Twitter. So, I was before knowing what the Darwin thing was about. I'm like, being a Darwin fan, I was like, I love Darwin. But I'll get on Flying Sparks here. So, what was the question? I'm sorry.
What are her powers? What is her weapon?
Okay. Metagirl does not have powers. She has a professor, a mad scientist professor who invents things and she tries them out. That's part of her superhero moonlighting. She has anti-gravity boots that allows her to fly, that operate based on thought. And she also has shock sticks to start out, which are sort of a upgraded taser gun type of thing. She gets a ray gun over the course of the book, too, because I like ray guns.
Hey, guys, I'm going to jump out, guys. I'm going to go drink some beer and play some video games and shit. Yeah. If you guys are on later, I'll jump in. But
all right, cool.
Off.
A yellow flash.
See you guys.
Yes, will Cyberpunk have a pie deal with Hostess like TMNT did in the 90s? Says Sad Squirrel. Yes. Darth Bobcat, $2. Backing Lone Star ASAP. Less racist than Joe Glass. Yeah, that is true.
Thank you.
Tippy Tail McKitty, One Punch Man started as a web comic. Interesting.
There you go.
Liam.
What punch? Have you
seen
seen that? Oh, you haven't. You don't watch anime, huh?
No.
You'd like it.
One Punch is so freaking funny, man. You gotta
Really?
check it out. Yeah.
And he was told by the whole entire industry kind of thing, like, you'll never make it. You can't draw or anything. But it turns out one of his biggest fans online was a famous manga artist.
Oh, cool. Well, hey, Nerd Wonder, how are you?
Hello, good. Sorry. I didn't mean to.
No problem. I heard a new voice and I was like, whoa. Cool. Yeah, welcome. All right, we're going through these super chats here. Let's see. Turn off the damn flute, says Mike Noise. Jeremy Joestar, $5. Look up the God of High School. It has an online mobile game. Plus, could be an anime one day, and that's a webcomic with over 2 million readers.
There you go.
Read God of High School. It's a cool name.
Telling you, Flash was so wrong about that.
I thought it was a manhwa.
Well, it's an online mobile game right now, it says.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Manhwa is Korean manga for people who don't know.
I see it. Aaron Cook, thanks for $5. You guys should make a Titanic parody about how mainstream comics are sinking. Joseph Citadino, $10. Google QAnon, and discover the criminal money behind the SJW movement. Over 40,000 sealed indictments have been made against crooks in Hollywood, business, and government. SJWs are finished. Darth Bobcat, $2. Uncle Ethan, stop raping that goose.
Oh, I gotta go and head on out. I'm sorry about that. I'm getting a phone call.
No problem. Bye-bye. Bagel Goose. Speaking of raping a goose, $2. Yellow Flash, you can call me up, or can you call me up? Get two? No. Turbo Monkey 2K, $2. Win Cummings with boombox blasting PJ Garrett. Oh, so I'm supposed to stand outside of Phil Cummings' window with a boombox playing In Your Eyes, and we're gonna become friends again. Klein Dropper, thanks for $2. Quartering past Matt, 150,000. Wow. I love that. It's funny. Mark C, $2. Mitch, we need a T-shirt.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
So it's coming.
I want to say hi to Norm. He's listening. S.E. Tonks, thanks for $2. Breaking Ethan and bullies aim to make man cry. Oh yeah, we were trying to make Mitch cry. Trying to make Mitch cry earlier. It didn't work. Harry Bergeron, and it's hard to make Mitch cry. Many of the people engaging with his widow stoking flames were accounts made this month. It all seems weird, doesn't it? All seem like a conspiracy. Everything seems like a conspiracy.
Totally.
You know, it's like they get together and they plan these things. You know,
the globalists are getting together. Let me tell you guys, the globalists are getting together and they're planting these false flags. They're trying to get us going, trying to get us riled up, trying to get us to make mistakes, and they're trying to get us banned on Infowars.com right now.
That was
pretty
great.
good.
Good job. Damn, Edwin, you are the fucking heart and soul of Comicsgate. God bless you, brother, and the rest of Comicsgaters. That's Jesus A. Sabalas Jr. Justin Panlasigui, thank you for $5. Hopefully third time's a charm. Mike, can my marketing team take you out for beers and pick your brain? We work in North County. Mike S. Miller?
Third time's a charm.
He's asked
hit me
before.
Yeah, hit me up on Twitter.
Hit him up on Twitter, Justin. Downshift, thanks for $2. Edwin, always the ballast of the group. Much love. Gojirify, $2. Go through life like Gandhi with peace and grace. Mike Noyce, $5. Before he was POTUS, Trump was making New York City great again by building iconic properties. That's the model to copy. Gojirify, $2. At 100,000 subs, will Ethan burn his hot yoga mat? Yeah, I will. Chris R, thanks for $5. Hey, Comicsgate, just finished 12 Rules for Life. Do you think Dr. Peterson will come on the stream? I'd love to hear his thoughts on SJW culture. I could ask, but like he's super busy. I don't know if he would. Adam Wright, thanks for $1.99. Rap paraphrase: FSJWs get subscribers. Joe Marone, thanks for $10. If an atheist may quote the Bible, Isaiah 10:21, a remnant will return. A remnant of Jacob will return to the mighty God. Don't try to convince the SJWs. Speak to the remnant. I think they're the remnant, though. And the mass. Inversion, $2. DOA, a co-op, a farmer's market for comics. Blue Satoshi, $2. Where did Yellow Flash get his mask? I don't know. Edwin Acevedo, $5. Ask Zack why Kelsey Shannon flipped out today on Twitter. Has he gone SJW on us? I think he panicked. I talked to him in private real quick when it happened. It's just, look, you have to kind of decide, in order to be in Comicsgate, you are going to get bullied. These people are going to bully you and scare you and pressure you and coerce you. Don't you just have to kind of just say, well, I don't care. Like, I'm just going to live with it.
Did he delete his Twitter account?
I don't know.
He did.
What happened with him? I
Kelsey.
think I missed that.
Oh, man, I'm sorry, brother.
Yeah,
shut it down.
I have a lot of affection for Kelsey Shannon. I think he's a cool dude, and I hope he didn't just get bullied off of Twitter.
What happened with him? I didn't see any of that.
Well, he reacted poorly to people, attacking Darwyn Cooke's widow. He said, "I got to get off this train." Essentially, that's it. I'm done. He said, and I said, hey, and he said it at me, and I said to him privately, I said, "Are you talking to me?" He's like, "I'm sorry, I directed that at you. I didn't mean to. I got to get out of here. I can't take this." So it's like it's so bad. I mean, you really do have to have very thick skin, and you have to just be like, well, this is going to happen. Like, this is what these people do. This is what's going to happen. All I can do is be a shining city on a hill. I don't know why they're like this. They're such despicable people. It's just, SJWs, it's just comics, you dummies. Why do you have to ruin everything? Just shut up. Just ignore us.
They do. They ruin everything.
Just ignore us. Like, we're just doing our own thing here. Why can't you just ignore? What, are we really bothering you? Are we really a problem? I mean, for God's sake, just ignore us and be quiet. But they can't. They have to get involved. They have to do something. So that
their power.
But I mean, they can't honestly think.
Yeah, this makes you angry though, because I can imagine what happened is somebody got inside Kelsey's head, somebody got inside Kelsey's hand with their scummy little worm whispering, and then people probably started telling them all kinds of crazy stuff. And Kelsey Shannon is a sweetheart, and there needs to be room in the world. There needs to be room in the world for some people who are relatively sensitive and big old teddy bears of men. There needs to be room for these people. And these freaking SJW weirdos, right, make everyone insane all the time.
Well, they use their kindness
There's Art.
against them. Hey, you guys.
I was just thinking about you because of what they were saying.
Yeah.
Oh, Ian's in here too. Ian Chong, how you doing?
Hey,
How you
Ian.
doing?
Ian, my boy, what's up, dude?
Hey, man, what's up? I just woke up.
And Donald is in here too. I gotta represent. I gotta notice Donald. I didn't see him. So Donald, how you doing as well?
Hey, I just popped in real quick. Sorry, I've been quiet.
No, it's cool.
About the Kelsey thing. After like a second or third read, his tweet seemed less like it was coming at you and more like it was like he was upset, like pissed off at the guy that was attacking. What's her face, Mrs. Cooke? You know, because he said, "Who is she? Why is she important?" And Kelsey seemed like he was mad. It's like, why is she important? She's a human being. That's why she's important.
Right.
You know, it's understandable. I mean, today was it was a pretty toxic day of people attacking her, and I wish people would just figure out that it's not Comicsgate attacking her. It's just assholes attacking her.
Art, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was just saying, about bullies and stuff like that, where if you're kind to them, they take that as weakness. So if you're a kind person, it's almost like an invitation to certain people to then persecute you or to dominate you or, that type of thing. And I think that's what happens sometimes with these people is they just get dominated and they get controlled and they get bullied because they're nice people, or they feel like they can't fight back, like they're not in a position to fight back. So then, the SJW types will bully them. It's horrible.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
Ed Tenario 100, thanks for $10. Do you know a good artist who would draw cyberpunk? Just asking before I hit up DeviantArt or another art website. I'm writing a superhero story in industrial sci-fi or cyberpunk world. Wow, it's hard to say. I don't have a. It's funny. Every artist that I know is doing something. It really is on you to scour Twitter, to scour DeviantArt, to look around at who is young and looking for a break-in project. And find somebody who fits your project, and it's going to take work. Good luck to you. I hope you succeed. Go Jerify $2 EVS the toothpick pie killer. Some guy on the internet $5. How you feel about it? But Rose Tico doesn't feel pretty. I like Rose Tico. I think Rose Tico was pretty without that wig and the stupid costume. Liam, thanks for $5. Mitch, when you have 5 minutes, check your DMs on Twitter. Determined Pro. In parentheses. Lou Satoshi, $5. Careful when bringing up Twitch thoughts, titty streamers. They can be as flag happy as mundane Matt. That's Yellow Flash. Yellow Flash just goes off now. I mean, he just said, Yellow Flash is just in here, saying the FAGGOT word. That's a,
Yeah, they said that on The Simpsons.
Hey, Ethan.
Yeah?
Kelsey Shannon in the chat says to shoot him a link, and then he gave his email.
An email. Well, you guys, could one of you send him the link? You all have the link, so why not just send him the link for me, please?
All right, I'll send it over.
Appreciate it, Nasser. Let's see, Jesse N, $2. I'm making a Szechuan turkey meatloaf. The Caution Zone with Ben Hennessy, $4.99. We need a Comicsgate headquarters with robot guards to keep the SJWs away. Feels like it's needed. Stat. Ben, why aren't you in here? McMad13, thank you for $4.99. I sent you a DM of my acoustic guitar version of the Butter song. Check it out. I'd love the master's feedback. Everyone's covering the Butter song. This is like the 5th cover I've listened to. Well, I'll check it out. I will check it out, and I'll let you know. let's see. Floor Comics says, EVS, remember that a number of people are coming into Twitter and feeling safe there because of you. So there will be a lot of legit CGers coming out of nowhere too. What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
I'm gonna go cook dinners. I'll see you guys later.
Okay,
See you, Mike.
Thanks for everything.
Bye, Mike.
Yeah, same here.
Oh, that
Bye, Edwin.
that image he put together earlier, the little pink SJW flag, that was hilarious.
Oh, did you see that?
That was amazing.
I made an SJW flag reminiscent of a certain fascist flag from Germany in the 40s.
Oh my god! Oh, was it like
It's
the
on
S and J?
Yeah, it's on a Twitter. So the S and then the J and then a tiny little W next to it, and it's pink instead of. Actually, I have it right here. Let me share a screen real quick.
This thing is genius.
Where's my share screen button?
Hello.
Photoshop.
There you go.
Oh, hey, Kelsey.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's flagged for hate speech.
There you go.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Wow. SJW.
Is it? Yeah, I'm an SJW, right?
It's on my Twitter. Y'all can share it if you like.
It's appropriate.
Just the right shade of pink too. All right, guys. I'll see you later.
Have a good dinner.
See you, Mike.
Later.
Yeah, it's just like a chat, isn't it? It's like a group chat at night. We get everybody in here. We all have a family meeting. We sort things out. And that's why we're happy to see Kelsey Shannon here. Kelsey, welcome. I've never met you before.
Hey.
Let me put on a baseball cap so that you don't see my bald head. And I will turn. Oh, I don't know.
Uh-oh. You left.
Oops.
Bye, Kelsey.
He must have hit the wrong button.
I think he hit the wrong button. I hope so. I hope I didn't. Me saying, "Hey, I'm going to show you my face," and he runs away.
Well, it's not me this time, so that's good.
There's going to be another Billy Tucci chat.
Another Billy Tucci chat. Well,
yeah, where Kelsey comes in and he just can't figure out technology.
No, he's got it down. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I don't know. I would like to hear what's going on. Well, today was just one of those days. You know what I mean? It's like I tell you, these things come in waves, and they really do feel planned. And I think it is spurred on by like some other event. Like they're feeling pretty good. SJWs are feeling pretty good about what happened to what's his face, Trump's lawyer.
Yep.
Right.
Manafort.
There he is. All right, Kelsey. Are you all right?
Working on 90. Man, you're gonna have to bear with me.
Beep boop.
Yep. There's a thing that happened today. Crunchyroll, you know, the company that makes all those anime cartoons, they translate them to English. Pretty much the biggest anime distributor, I guess, in the West. They just announced their own cartoon, and it's just SJWs. If you look at the creators, I just posted their pictures on my Twitter account.
Yeah, this is right after their little convention where they did their thing, where it was all like an identity politics fest. You know, and they're inserting it into anime now. So now they're trying to force anime, which is not even American. Ugh.
Yeah, they're doing anime, and this like there's also been a series of articles today about Hugo Awards. As you know, that was also an identity politics fest. You know, they gave all the awards to women. Right, women. That was it. Like what, 90% of the
2 years in a row. 2 years.
2 years in a row. Yeah.
Yeah.
And 3 years in a row, N.K. Jemisin, terrible writer, won the best award. So like, wow, this is not staged at all.
And it's all because she's a political, you know, sort of activist black woman, and they just wanted to applaud that. Nobody cares about the books. If you talk to these people, most of them haven't even read the books.
They've not read the book. They only care about the race fail movement, right? She started some movement called Race Fail, which is about basically injecting or forcing more diversity into everything, right? Into all literature.
Good times.
Gosh, I'm the wrong color and the wrong sex. I want an award.
Just identify as a black female.
I can do that, right?
Yeah, you can do that now. Yeah.
All right. For
Absolutely.
the sake of this conversation, I'm a black female.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I'm coming out right here on Comicsgate.
I don't believe you. I'm not buying it.
Thanks, Ethan.
Hey, Ian, was Crunchyroll bought recently? Did I hear something about this?
I don't know if they were bought recently, but they've always been an American company, so I don't think that really matters. I think it's the programming, right? They're putting a lot of SJWs at the top, and they're all bragging about it. Their new cartoon is going to be directed towards kids.
But they're starting just now to make their own content, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, this is all new. Yeah, and all this new content, it looks terrible. I mean, people are making fun of it. All the animators I know, like Animation Twitter, Animation YouTube, they're all up in arms about this. It's like there's so much better stuff out there that doesn't get picked up, that doesn't get invested, right?
But I want My Hero Academia though. I can't cancel my account until that's like done.
Yeah, well, I guess. Well, there's other ways to get it, if you know what I mean.
Watch it on Hulu.
Yeah, watch it on Hulu. Yeah, don't
Is it
give
on Hulu?
Crunchyroll.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll
That's how I
switch
watch
over.
it.
I'm getting DM'd by Hot Pink right now. Well, first of all, let's talk to Kelsey. Let's talk to Kelsey first. Kelsey, sorry about today.
Oh, no,
sorry about
I'm
today.
fine.
I got, I listen, today was a bad day. Today was an absolutely crazy day on Twitter. We're talking about this, and these kind of waves do seem planned. They seem organized. They seem like these things happen, and everybody knows about them. There is somewhere, and we know this to be true, some kind of centralized Discord server, something. I'm not sure. I think it is a Discord server where they plan out these weirdo attacks. This comic book industry has lost its mind. They think that, I mean, they're fully engaged in weirdo culture war. They see Comicsgate as a dangerous threat, an existential threat, and they plan every day on how to disrupt it, how to hurt Comicsgate, how to get us deplatformed, how to make it so that we look like racists and all this stuff.
You think about this, they're going out of their way to try to hurt and damage people when they could be going out of their way to win over fans, to win over an audience. Or maybe this is their way of doing it, but what kind of audience would you be winning over other than someone who enjoys cruelty?
Mm-hmm.
One that doesn't buy comics.
Yeah. I don't know what the end game is. I don't know what the purpose of it all is.
Yeah, that's what I don't get.
It's to empower. It's to empower the few, the powerless, the people that aren't building things or creating things.
So you think it's like this thing? It's about domination. It's about dominating something.
Well, I think if any time you can put somebody down, it empowers you. So I kind of look at it, and I hope this doesn't sound sexist, but like when a woman says, "This is how I feel," if you argue with her, then you look like an ass. So I think the racism, when they say you're racist, or they say you're a Nazi, or they say you're a fascist, it's the same thing. It puts them in the judgmental role, and then you on the crappy end of it, without any deeper understanding or looking into that person or why they thought that or why they're saying that. So it empowers them.
You end up having to defend yourself, right? That's your position. Your starting position's a losing one. You have to say, "Oh, I'm not a Nazi. Oh, I'm not a racist. Oh, I'm not a sexist."
Right.
When in reality, right, the only way to fight against them is to use their own rules against them. That's my view. And a lot of people on our side, I guess I want to say, they're against using their own rules against them because it kind of makes us look shitty to say one thing and then do what they're doing. But I think as long as we can create a sort of distinction between our views, like our principles, versus what they're doing and hold them to their own standards, I think that's only fair because
100%.
Once you get the ball rolling, they will tear each other apart. They really will. Because they have a weird set of principles too. So when they see one of their own stepping out of line and doing what they tell other people not to do, there's a handful of them who will, take up that cause and rally to it and fight their own people. And so the left eats itself is a meme. So we got to use that against them.
Well, how do you win against the bully? You stand up, and that's why Donald Trump became president, because out of all the Republican presidents that came prior, they didn't know how to argue. They didn't know how to fight with those people. So they got their asses kicked. And some of those were good men. And I feel that Donald Trump just went in there guns a-blazing, and he wasn't going to let them call him a racist or let them call him a Nazi or whatever. So he argued, and he fought, he fought it with logic, and he fought it with passion. And that's why I believe he won, versus a lot of the good men in the past that have run against, you know what I mean? Like Democrats
primaries
and things. Yeah.
The chat wants to hear from Kelsey. I'm sorry to break this up. They want to hear from Kelsey. I want to know what you're smoking, Kelsey.
All right, nice talking to you guys. See you.
That was good.
Smoking cigarettes at the moment, but I'd be surprised if I light up a J. So,
well, he's had a tough day.
Look, I got totally suckered in, man, because I'm old school and I'm not used to assholes talking shit, and I can't like kick them in the nuts, you know. So when somebody gets on and starts invoking the name of someone who I see is probably equal to Jack Kirby, and in these days maybe even more so because he's actually a friend, and in some cases pseudo family with a lot of these pros today. So when I see people like attacking that or trying to use that, and then going after his wife, no matter what his wife has to say, who gives a shit? It's aggravating, and I totally got suckered into it. You know?
Yeah.
So I apologize to everybody if I made an ass out of myself. You know, like I got suckered in. I don't know how they play some dirty games, and I'm not used to it.
It's so, dude, it's not easy. I mean, I'm slow to answer anything these days. I have to stop and think because everything's a game, everything's a trick, and the ultimate goal, there are two goals. Like their goal would be to drive you away from us. That would be their first goal. And then their second goal would be to, if they couldn't do that, to catch a screenshot of you saying something that they could use as propaganda against Comicsgate and you. So
Here's
that's
a screenshot.
I am Comicsgate. I am the leader of Comicsgate.
You can be too.
You just, as long as you realize that, like, as long as you're like, you understand that is what's going on all the time. I mean, you just have to, you just understand it doesn't feel good. I mean, it's a dark thing that they're doing. They're dark people. They're, sad, upset, ill. I mean, unkind people. And what happened today was dark and sad and unkind and very uncomfortable for everyone. And I'm sorry that you got caught up in it, Kelsey. I think that's you weren't looking for that. You had nothing to do with it. And it's.
I've been kind of, I mean, nobody really knows who I am, but the pros and a lot of the pros that are kind of in the fringes and even involved. They're friends of mine. They've been friends and family and confidants and helpers and for 20 plus years. So I've really been trying to maybe I can sort of bridge the gap between this crew and the other crew, but it's proving to be very difficult, if not impossible. So
there's no gap. You can't. It's not. I've tried that. I've tried to bridge a gap, and it's just there. It's not possible. They don't want it. They don't want to bridge. Their goal isn't better understanding. Their goal isn't to find some kind of compromise. Their goal isn't to convince us. Their goal is to absolutely wipe us out. They're not normal people.
Right.
This is what you have
fanatics.
to understand. Yeah, they're fanatics. If you try to argue, and Kelsey, I'm telling you this from experience, go watch some of my earlier videos where I'm like, hey, all we need to do is just talk. If we can just talk, we can bridge a gap. I don't believe there's a culture war. That just sounds like paranoia to me. Those videos are hilarious, and they're only from last year. You cannot talk to them. If they sense that you are being naive with them, they love it. They'll use it against you. And they only want to destroy you. That's all they want to do. and then they'll unperson you. They want to make it difficult for you to get work. Really, you know, if you are Comicsgate, I mean, the people that are in this chat have basically decided that we just don't care. We're going to do it anyway. We understand what SJWs are. They're not human beings. They're just not. They don't behave like human beings. So you can't.
I tell you something. I didn't know for the longest time because, for one thing, I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I'm really nothing. Probably an anarchist more than anything. I haven't been attacked. No one's really attacked me. Comicsgate people have attacked me for liking Anarchic Press and standing behind them. But so I didn't feel like I had an extra goal, to be honest with you. But I supported Comicsgate, and I continue to support Comicsgate because I see the, you know, the interest, the kind of the love for comics coming back, and that's, I've been waiting 20 years for, so it sucks that it's this way, you know, but if this is how it's going to be, this is how it's going to be, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it really is. I think it's up to people to decide. You can't, you know, it's like if people kind of go, well, I got to back away from this. You know, I'm afraid that I won't get work. I won't. And that's, you know, that's something you need to do. I mean, because otherwise, you know, you know, we completely understand that. I mean, we completely understand. Like coming aboard here, like Donald coming aboard here, Donald DeLay. How many times did we tell you, go back to where you came from? I mean, it's like, go stay at Image. You know, it's like stay at Image. You're safe there. You know, whatever it is. We had to because. And by the way, welcome, Antonio. How are you doing, sir? Good to have you here. You know, it's just, you know, it's like it is a commitment. It's a commitment. We're trying to build something new. We're trying to build a new way to market, sell, distribute comics. That's what we're doing right now. And right now, we are, Kelsey. We are killing all the bears and chopping down all the trees and trying to build a city out of nothing. We're the pioneers. Yeah, at a rock and roll. That's what we're doing. So, you know, we don't blame anybody for being hesitant to join us, and we encourage you to be hesitant. And if that kind of thing makes you very uncomfortable, and I don't blame you because it's pure ugliness, flee and discredit us. Go say those guys are dicks. Now give me work.
Well, I mean, I would have left a long time ago if I didn't see that on this side we have a great deal of positivity and love and propagation of comic books and teaching the new generation about comic books and the joy of them. And on the other side, we have none of that.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Like screen door? Jesus.
Is that coming from you? What is that noise? There are 28 people in here.
I joined, Ethan. I thought you just needed one more.
Oh, hey, Ben. How you doing? Okay, there you are. Every time I look, there's a new familiar face, and I can't remember who, you know. Yeah, we got a big chat here. We got a big chat. Yeah, so anyway, yeah. Kelsey, I just wanted to say to you that I like your work a lot, an awful lot. We would love to have you here. We'd love you to do your own comic. We'd love to promote it. I'd be proud to have you on here as soon as you get a better internet connection, telling everyone how great your comic is and selling your comic book to the fans, to Comicsgate fans. I'd love to do that, but that's going to be, that's a decision that you should think about and you should think about making, before you
talk him into it.
I'm trying to talk him out of it, Nasser. Maybe you haven't noticed.
Look, I've been. The reason why a lot of you probably have not heard of me is because even though I've been in this business for over 20 years, as long as you, Ethan, I remember getting my start when you were doing Cyberfrog.
Yeah.
So I've never been dependent on the mainstream. I've always been in the independent and dipping a toe into the mainstream. So this is not unusual for me. I'm already not making any money from the mainstream. So this is not a big switch.
Okay.
But it's a more important switch, I think, because this this is really building to something, and I've been watching it grow. I've been, talking to people, and I don't know. I just can't shake the idea that this is the new thing. This is the way it's going to go.
Well, I think you're right, Mitch. What do you think of that?
I think it's a snowball. Pretty steady.
It's a snowball.
What the hell?
Cut out.
Is everybody in this stream on dial-up?
I'm not.
Yeah. Do I sound okay? Do I sound normal?
You sound fine.
Yeah.
Normal.
Sound good. Yeah.
I'm
Everybody else
gonna.
sounds like a broken McDonald's.
I'm gonna peace out now because I got to. Whoa.
Oh wow.
Speaking of dial-up,
Nasser, it's not funny.
I gotta go eat some dinner with my family real quick. So
All right.
I'll try to be back later if I can make it. See you guys. Love you.
See you later, John. Okay, yeah, don't do that ever again, Nasser. Ever again.
Aww.
People in the chat people in the chat are saying kick Nasser, mute Nasser, Nasser get a new chair. Wow, that's a lot of that. Ethan, what does your chin think of that? Says Mortal V. I don't know what's up with my chin. Is my chin a new meme? I don't know what's up with my chin. People are saying, Ethan, keep Kelsey, please. I'm not. You guys,
I want to see Kelsey do 100 projects with Comicsgate. The man has more styles than there are people working in comics, and I want to see a different one from him every single time. I've been following him since Bastard Samurai.
This is my drunken monkey style.
Yeah, I agree, guys. I would like Kelsey Shannon. Can we keep him, please? Wait, what did he? You told him the wrong thing, Ethan. Yes, I've had enough of him. He is disrespectful to people. Who is? Kelsey. Keep Kelsey here, says John Piner. I want Kelsey to talk about the cosmos, says John Malin. Yeah.
Oh, I got stories, my friend.
Kelsey's house is on fire. What gives? Call the fire department. Yeah, everyone loves Kelsey. Excalo 8 says, yeah, please stay Kelsey. All right, well, look, you guys, all right, does the chat agree that it's like, this is the kind of thing, like, this is the kind of, if this were a club, and it's not really a club, but if it were a club, it's the kind of thing that you would want to join advisedly, right? I mean, you wouldn't want to really think about, you wouldn't really want
not joining.
You need to put thought into it. You need to put thought into it.
A little bit of thought into it, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you have to be warned that there are hostile people that are going to come after you for any bullshit reason and spread lies about you and say all sorts of nasty things about you.
Yep. Donald will tell you.
I'll say for positive that they have, that there are Discord servers that I've been privy to that have people on the SJW side that do plot this stuff. That's a fact.
They do. Yeah.
The chat is basically talking about Kelsey as though he were a dog that we brought home.
Listen, I'll help feed him.
And I will say this to you in return. You know, if you want to run with that metaphor, if we keep Kelsey, are you guys going to feed him? And that's a real thing. There are 1,142 people in here. If Kelsey puts out a comic book, are you going to support him? Are you going to support his comic?
To clean up after him.
Look, I want to support you with good stories. That's the only thing I've ever wanted to do, and I haven't really had that opportunity in comics yet. So this is time.
They're all saying, "Damn straight, we will feed Walk-Him. We will feed the Beard. They're going to call you the Beard." It looks like. I absolutely love our fans. I absolutely love them. I can't even tell you. I look at them and I'm just like, I'm so proud of them, and it's like, but they're so cool. They always say the right thing. They have good hearts.
They get you
somebody's-
energized too.
Yeah. Sep Denov 7 of 9, $5. I'm going to frame my part of comic book history in a hermetically sealed display. Thank you, Nasser and Sean, for following through on your promises.
You're welcome.
That's great. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
Kelsey
he's going to
is
be
cool.
a character. He was going to be a character in one of the backup stories.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, so is he already drawn?
I think most of it's already drawn.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, everyone loves Kelsey. So all right, that's cool. You know,
Hey,
I'm
go
not-
buy
I'm-
Jungle Comics. Since I'm on here, let me plug something.
Jungle Comics. Is Jungle Comics? Is it still up there? I thought that was over.
It's out for Chuck. Oh, I don't know. It might be over. I don't know.
Oh.
I have a hard time keeping up with all this stuff.
Is it drawn? Is it finished?
No, I'm about halfway done with the first issue, but I'm penciling, inking, coloring, and lettering, and I'm doing everything. So but I should be done on time, probably ahead of schedule. And I think they're going to do 3 more issues after that, but in print. So I'm not quite sure just yet. I think it did well enough to like keep going. So it's great. I'm the biggest Chuck Dixon fan there is. So this is a dream for me.
I'm smiling ear to ear.
Congratulations.
Where is Chuck Dixon? Can we get him in here for once?
You know, Kelsey, I always thought you were like 25 or something.
No, 25
You're
is
pretty young.
period.
Yeah, it'd be
That's
nice
how long
to get
he's
Chuck
been in the
Dixon.
industry.
He has books older than you, Nasser.
Yeah, most of you guys do.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think my first book was back in like 95, maybe.
Well, I predate all of you guys, so there you go.
Yeah, you go back
mine's
to the
bigger.
early 80s.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
84.
How young were you when you started, Art?
I think I just turned 20.
Wow.
So now you're going to do the math, aren't you?
People think Kelsey looks like Santa Claus. That's great. That's great. You know, I can't get Chuck Dixon on at night, and he's always like, I always send him the link, and he's just like, he gets me the next morning. Like, you got to get me in advance. I never know. I mean, this is spontaneous, Chuck. You have to understand. I mean, this is just something that happens on the spur of the moment. We go, hey, we're missing Chuck Dixon. Let's bring him in here. But yeah, never get him. I got to get him in here. He had a good time the one time I had him on the show.
He wrote some of my favorite comics. I mean, the DC stuff he did in a day. It's great stuff.
I love his
Look,
Winterworld.
I'd rather Chuck not be on here because he should be out there writing awesome shit for everybody. You know?
I think that's what he likes doing best.
Yeah.
Is writing awesome shit?
Yeah.
He's writing Ravage #2 right now, so if everybody can just, not bother him.
That's funny.
Everyone is saying bring Billy. Everybody wants Billy Tucci in the chat. I said hello to him. He has not answered, so I don't know if he's okay. I don't know what's up. But you have to understand one thing. Again, you know, I warned Billy about this. I said they're going to come get you. They're going to come get you, and he said, I know. Well, I mean, they did. They came and got him. I mean, they gave him a real hard time, and I haven't heard from him since. And I don't know if he's okay, and I don't know if he's still part of us. Or if he's afraid, and you know we're gonna have to find out. But he seemed pretty good the other night, right? I mean, he seemed like
Billy doesn't strike me as the guy who becomes afraid. But
he's married.
He has his moments.
Yeah, he's married. He's got friends. I mean, this is the thing about the industry. Again, it's like, when you have a lot of friends in comics, or people that you think are your friends, and these are people who are willing to abandon you over this. They'll kill your friendship over this. I lost so many
friends.
people. Yeah, I thought I had friends in the industry too. No.
It's already happened. It's already happened in a short period of time to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's happened to me and I'm not part of comic books, right? But in games journalism, that's what happened. You step out of line, boom, that's it. People you've known for 10 years no longer talk to you, all because you disagreed with whatever progressive line they're towing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
or
crazy.
That you voted for a certain president. Sometimes it doesn't even have to go into ideology. It's just that you voted for a guy they didn't like.
Yeah. Or you,
I have a lot of people that have been, coming up to me saying, trying to back out of Comicsgate or saying, that it's just rumor. It's just rumor and innuendo and lies that they're spreading. And I point them to the What is Comicsgate website. A lot of them don't even want to read it, don't even want to hear it. They're just setting their ideology. It's crazy.
It's a whisper campaign, right? They talk ill about you in DM groups and Discord channels, in Slack channels. They do this all the time. You step out of line, or you refuse to condemn something. You refuse to go along with what they're saying. They want everyone to weigh in. And that's the reason why whenever, something happens, whether in comics or media, entertainment, music, anything, right? Anything that has social justice in it, you'll notice that everybody comes out all at once to condemn something. And I have a feeling, and I know that some of these people don't actually mean what they say. They're just putting up appearances. They have to say it so that the other guys know that, oh, this guy, he's okay. He's one of us. So they don't get targeted.
Yeah.
So they can hold on to their jobs.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, it's a cult. Or an army. I don't know. Like
It's
one
a
of these
cult.
things. Yeah.
It's I always refer to them online that it is absolutely cult-like thinking, and the classic definition of a cult, where they have an ideology that they're brainwashed with, that they have a cult leader or leaders. It's pretty sick. I mean, they're far, far left extremists. There's extremists on both sides, but yeah, that's definitely a cult.
It's mob rule. They just agree because it's the thing that the majority of people are doing, so they just kind of go along with it, and they don't think too much about it personally, how they feel about it one way or another. They let other people dictate, either through fear or just that they don't want to put the work in to figure anything out. They don't want to be fair. They just kind of want to judge it and move on. It's much easier, and especially if there's fear attached to it, then they're just going to do it. They're just going to fall into line and think like the majority or the mob, does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben, I want you to be our cult leader. Can you do that?
Listen, I think I definitely can do that. I have the charisma, definitely in person. You see, it's kind of
how
a
about
violence?
Well, speaking of violence, why don't we have you fight Kelsey Shannon for cult leader status? And
I
the
don't know.
winner.
I'd rather just follow Kelsey. He seems a lot cooler and mellow.
Okay, Kelsey can be our cult leader.
Out of the running.
If he has,
we can have two.
I'll follow him.
So
we'll all follow you, Kelsey.
Kelsey is the cult. We agree.
I'm not
wearing
wearing
fight anybody.
Yeah, I'm not wearing any purple jumpsuits. That's for darn sure. I'm drinking any Kool-Aid. I hate Kool-Aid.
Well, I do drink Kool-Aid, but not poison Kool-Aid.
Yeah, no poison in it, but I like Kool-Aid.
I definitely like Kool-Aid.
I love Kool-Aid.
Yeah, well, I'm black. It's the law. You have to drink Kool-Aid. There you go.
Well, somebody just said they spoke to Billy and he's got a deadline, but I don't know who that was who said that, and I'm not sure if they actually know Billy, if that was real. But I hope that's what it is. I hope Billy comes and joins us again. Everyone loves Billy Tucci. Everyone absolutely loved having him on the show. Him talking about bringing back She was so amazing.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I got so much She in my collection. I was I was going crazy.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, please bring him back. What I want to do is, I was talking about this early on with Cyberfrog 1998. I want to do a second Ashcan for Wrecked Planet that's still going to take place in 1998, and I want to show the death of all of the 90s comic book characters. And so
that'd be awesome.
So I would say to Billy Tucci, like, how did she die? How did she die when the bees came, when the hornets came? And would you draw me 3 panels? And I would pay him to draw 3 panels of the death of She. And I would go around and find Dale Keown. I'd pay him whatever he wanted. The death of Pitt. The death of the Max.
Dude, that would be huge.
That's awesome.
The death of the Turtles.
All like the Max. Put like Sam.
The Max.
Yeah.
Everybody. The death of Black and White. I would get everyone who had a book in the 90s, and it's like, hey, everyone's dying except for Cyberfrog because he's hibernating. So how did it all happen? How do you think your character died?
In a very heroic way.
Yeah, however you want it to go.
With their boots on.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I think it's really cool.
All right,
It'll be an
Gabe,
expensive book.
It'd be a very expensive book. Yeah.
See ya. All right, Kelsey's heading out.
All right,
Oh,
guys.
Kelsey.
Great talking to y'all.
Bye,
Kelsey.
Kelsey.
Damn, my phone is hot. All right, later.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, boy, there's some confusion with some people who are listening right now about Comicsgate and what Comicsgate used to mean and what it means now. And let me explain something. Comicsgate back in earlier this year, Comicsgate in February meant a scandal. That's what it used to mean. It was a scandal. It was about what people labeled. What would you say Comicsgate meant at first? I wish Zack was here. He would kind of have a pretty concise definition of it. But it wasn't a good thing. And people say, "You Comicsgaters." Now, what Comicsgate means now is something completely different. Just the same way that like words tend to change and evolve in meaning. You can take an epithet and turn it into something that you're proud of. The same way you can take a word that you're proud of and turn it into an epithet, which is exactly what happened with SJW. 2014, the term SJW came out, and it was like, I'm a social justice warrior. That's who I am. Well, we turned that around pretty quickly now, didn't we? And now those same people are like, why do you use that phrase? Why? It's not nice. It's not nice. That's because it means something different now. You have modeled what SJW actually means. You said, I'm an SJW, and you acted like a dick. So now SJW doesn't mean something good. It means something bad.
That's the best explanation I've ever heard.
That's correct. So Comicsgate is the same exact thing. They said, you guys are Comicsgate. And they meant us to misbehave. But that's not what happened. Comicsgate rose up in glory and started selling comic books to the tune of $1.45 million dollars in sales within the first 4 months. And we established who we were, what we represented. We are a consumer revolt against the far extreme radical left-wing takeover of the comic book industry. We represent treating the customers with respect. We represent doing comics that are apolitical, that are fun. We listen to our customers. We do not mistreat the fans on social media. We are building something brand new. And that's the thing. I mean, what's going wrong with the comic book industry? The comic book industry is collapsing. It's collapsing for 5 reasons. The first one is distribution is so limited at this point. It's collapsing for a second reason. The kids are all reading manga. They're not reading superhero comics the same way that they were. Okay, now we can't do anything about that. But what we can offer, what we can fix, number 3, the quality of comics, of these mainstream comics, have declined to such an extent that they're virtually unreadable. Why? Why is that? Because of number 4, they keep hiring young, unqualified talent because they can no longer afford experienced talent, such as myself or Mitch or Chuck Dixon. They can't afford us anymore. They can't afford it. And number 5, last and not at all least, is the rise of social media, wherein normal people come into contact with their artistic and creative comic book heroes and realize that they're despicable people who hate them. And that is why comic books are dying. Those 5 reasons. So what can we do about it? We can fix the quality. That's first and foremost. We can be established, experienced professionals who actually aid and help and assist the younger creators, the new ones that are coming on board, like Nasser. That's another thing that we can do to fix this. And the last thing we can do is behave ourselves on social media. We can utilize social media to promote and market our projects. And that is exactly what Comicsgate means now. It doesn't mean what it meant when the SJWs invented the term. We have co-opted the term, taken it upon ourselves, and changed its definition to mean something wonderful. And that's what we're all about, man. I mean, the people in this movement are some of the best people in comics. Obviously, we've all taken beatings that are unfair. We've all been abused, mistreated by our peers. many of them who they should know better. Should absolutely know better. I don't know why they're like this. I'm sure they think they're doing the right thing. They aren't. They're wrong. They're wrong.
They say stuff like we're on the right side of history. I've had that phrase uttered to me, and I don't even understand what the hell that means, because history decides, what side you're on. But
yeah.
They're like Stalin. Being on the right side of history means erasing people from photographs.
Oh my gosh, that's a scary thought.
Mm-hmm. It's all about the postmodernism. It's about creating a culture in which history does not exist. It's a year zero, and you see it all the time.
Or which it bends to your whims, essentially.
Bends to your whims. Yeah, exactly. And throughout history, every communist regime has done this. They've erased history books. They've deleted them, burned them, whatever, banned them. China did it. The USSR did it. Pol Pot did it. He did it spectacularly well. But he killed all the teachers. He killed all the academics. Anyone who could teach the young people what past looked like. Kill all of them.
Well, if you think about it, that's kind of like my daughter's in college right now, and they kind of teach that American exceptionalism is evil, and that we as Americans have done a lot of crimes against humanity, and that our forefathers were horrible people and things like that. And I just think, like, holy crap, we can't even be proud of the country we live in. This is crazy. This is pretty insane. I'm kind of glad my parents aren't around anymore, because my father would just cry, being a war vet and everything.
Yeah. It's not like that everywhere, though.
No.
I moved my family
not
out
everywhere.
to the country. I got away from the big cities where I was living years ago. And, it seems to be like that. It's really, really bad in the bigger cities, the coasts. But, I think there's a revival, as we saw with the election.
In Wisconsin, they banned this stuff. They banned this stuff in public universities. You can't teach this garbage anymore.
Oh, wow.
They not banned it, but, defunded it, right? It's like...
Yeah.
And the reasoning they gave is pretty simple. It's actually pretty logical. Is that anyone who goes to these degrees, if you go for decolonial studies or gender studies or postmodernist studies, anything that ends in studies, grievance studies, right? If you go for that, what job are you going to get? What are your prospects? You're going to be a drain on society. You don't get a job. Well, you have to depend on handouts. That's
the
it.
State, it's a losing proposition for the state, which is actually a very, very interesting angle to look at this. That's awesome. Because you're creating an entity that's going to be non-tax paying, right? Basically, and they're going to owe their soul to the interest rate, which goes to a bank out of state. So the state not only gets a tax burden as a graduate, but all the money they do make is shipped out of the state anyway.
Exactly.
That's
and those guys, they're not paying anything. They can't get jobs, right?
You would
What's
think
the best job
this
barista.
case needs to be made to state legislatures in every state across the country, and then this whole system would change.
There are a handful of Republicans who are trying to do that. They're using that Wisconsin model and trying to bring it to places like Missouri and other places. So hopefully it catches on.
It's
hopefully
a completely
California,
tax-based case. Yeah. No. Well, good luck with that, California.
California,
it's not going to happen.
That'll be the last place it happens. I mean, now they're banning kids from having fruit juice. They're actually introducing legislation to prevent children from drinking fruit juice. If you go to a restaurant with your parents, they have to buy you either water or milk. Can't get you anything else. Yeah.
Well, here my daughter at my daughter's school, they have safe rooms and puppies that they can pet. Like if it's finals week, they bring puppies in, and if the students are too stressed out, they can go pet some puppies. I'm not even kidding.
Wild.
I'm not even kidding.
I think with my
That's
kids,
wild.
I'm going to help them pick their college. I'm not paying for. There's some stuff I'm just not paying for. They go in the Army. They go in the Army like I did.
Mm-hmm. Help them pick their majors too. You don't want them taking gender studies as a what do you call it? Yeah, exactly. Don't pay for it because they usually take these classes because they're like easy, right? They're like super easy classes. Like let's say they take STEM or whatever, right? And STEM is cool, and they have to take like extra classes just to get those credits. Many of them go for like something like gender studies or English, English minor or whatever. And the reason for that is because it's so easy to pass them. So you can get 100% on those. But that's how they indoctrinate you, because that's how they get the children in, right? To teach them these basic ass classes. And while you're in there, you're being indoctrinated. You're being told that Benjamin Franklin was a bad person, that Abe Lincoln was actually worse than, than anything worse than Hitler. They teach you shit like this, and
Well, that's go ahead.
That's how they get into you. No,
that's what why like Bernie Sanders and that democratic socialism scares me, because it's also like if the government's paying for your education, the indoctrination is going to be absolutely frightening. So the place for free thinking and questioning life and finding out who you are is going to go away, and it's going to be dictated by the government, because they're going to basically, for the money that they're shelling out, they're going to basically pick your curriculum.
Yeah, they choose it for you because it's so easy, first of all, and they get to shove it in your face. They can just, guilt you into it. They don't have to make it a law, right? It's the academics all working in tandem, saying that, hey, unless you take this class, you're a bad person. So that's how they get people in. It's peer pressure. They're very, very smart. And the left has perfected peer pressure. It's mean girls writ large.
Here. I'm going to vote for you for the next election.
Awesome. Well, fellas, I don't know. I think it's getting late. It's 11 o'clock. We've been going for 5 hours? I mean,
5 hours. Yeah.
Wow.
I popped in pretty late, but yeah, you guys have been going on for a while.
Cranking.
I just wanted to pop in and say hi. I missed everybody. I've been working.
Well, we certainly love you, and we love everybody in this chat. We love everybody who's chatting, and we love everybody in the chat. And you guys have been very nice tonight. Absolutely appreciate you all. And we will see you again tomorrow. I'll probably wake up and do the morning stream. I started doing that, guys. What do you think about that? The morning stream.
I like it. I'm going to join.
I slept through them.
Listen to it. Yeah.
Antonio was on it this morning. He was terrific.
And I will definitely hop back on again.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it'll probably be like 7 a.m. or so.
Yeah,
Ray says Ethan, do something funny. All right, you want me to close out with the Butter song?
Yes.
I love the Butter song.
Do it.
Butter song.
Yeah, the chat doesn't like it when I just cold leave, so we have to excuse me. Those of you who don't understand what this is a ritual. Okay, I'm gonna perform a song.
Or do Pablo Hidalgo. I always love Pablo Hidalgo too.
The Pablo Hidalgo song?
Yeah, I love that one.
Pablo Hidalgo, Pablo Hidalgo is where JJ's call goes about the Lucasfilm universe. I could curse when I think about what you did to Han Solo. Pablo Hidalgo, where did your balls go in Kathleen Kennedy's purse? Nothing's worse than treating that woman like your mom. Solo's a bomb, and it's because you're a bunch of SJWs. That movie sure did suck. Pablo Hidalgo. His film Story Group really sucks. Stupidest song ever. When you are asleep, that's when I creep and I lick all the butter in your fridge. When you are not awake, I unwrap your Land O'Lake and I lick all the butter in your fridge. The butter in your fridge. The butter in your fridge. So have some parquet, pigtails, and today when I lick all the butter in your fridge. And have a pad with glue on it. I practically spat upon it when I lick all the butter in your fridge. All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight and sticking through a huge, gigantic live chat. I love you all, but it was a great day. It was a good way to cap off a really weird and unpleasant day. Love you guys, and we'll see you again tomorrow morning.
All right.
See ya.
Peace. Good night, everybody.